ya Kitu Kidogo, a song by Eric Wainaina from back in 2001. How many years later and how relevant are the words still in that song? So that is Inchi ya Kitu Kidogo, or a translation, a country of bribes, little small bribes, small things, small tokens of appreciation, small gifts. That is the conversation that Eric Wainaina was trying to start way back in 2001, and we're still having it. This is 2023. Let me welcome you to this show, first of all. Thank you for creating time this morning. This is Biashara Tuesday. We're welcoming you to another edition of KUTV Rise Today, this 5th December of 2023. Let us know where this fateful day finds you and how you prepared for the end of the year. We just have a few days before we bid goodbye to this year. How has it been for you in terms of business, work, and any other important detail that you'd like to share with us? If you are preparing for an end-of-year party, or you're preparing for an end-of-year party at your workplace, please do invite us. We also do have a lot to contribute as well. If you need moderators, I think I'll just start right there. We are here at KUTV. Reach out to us. We'll have you have an exciting time towards the end of the year. For this show, we concentrate on matters of business, commerce, technology, and trade as well. What is happening within the Republic, and also what have we been able to achieve outside of our borders. After a short state visit to Kenya, President William Ruto is now back to his international office, and he's in New Delhi, accompanied by a couple of legislators from Kenya, as well as government officials, including Siaya Senator James Orengo, who's helping President William Ruto ink new deals here and there. One of those is that India's Exim Bank is setting up a regional office right here in Nairobi as its headquarters to operate within the East African region. So there's some positivity and some investment that we can expect from some of these travels. However, Kenyans are concerned by the frequency of these visits and how this reflects on the wage bill of the Republic. Actually, there is COP28, which is currently happening in Dubai. This is a conversation on climate justice. However, information in the public domain is showing, or is indicating, allegedly, there are more than 700 government officials who've been able to travel using taxpayers' money to Dubai for this COP28, which is a conversation on climate justice all across the world. However, the spokesperson of State House came out to say that only less than 100 people have been approved to travel. Kenyans now want the full list of these people, so that we know who else is joyriding on the money or on the back of taxpayers. A conversation happening in Abu Dhabi or in Dubai, though, is the amount of money that Kenya requires towards mitigating the effects of climate change. For a long time, the complexities and the nuances of climate change have not been relevant, or have not seemed relevant for this side of the Republic. However, if you take a look at the current events, El Nino, the effects that are being felt all across several counties, 500,000 people have been displaced so far, according to Isaac Mwaura, the spokesperson of the government. More than 150, the death toll currently standing as of now. More than 150, at least, these people have been killed in the floods which are being experienced in some of these regions, especially in the arid and the semi-arid regions. The government has released 415 million Kenyan shillings to help in distribution of food and also relief to all these citizens who are suffering from these harsh effects. Kenya is seeking 600, or Kenya has actually been able to secure 600 billion Kenyan shillings towards the mitigation efforts. We are also seeking 500 billion, which is a budget of 50 billion every year up to 2032, to plant 15 billion trees. And this is what is going to be helping us towards mitigating effects such as the ones we are feeling right now with El Nino. Will we get 500 billion? Do we need that much? That is a conversation, of course, I want to hear from you as well. Closer home, injustice, justice, 11 parastatals that we had a discussion here last week were put up on sale by the government. These are assets which are totaling up to 200 billion Kenyan shillings. This didn't sit well with the opposition leader, Raila Odinga, who went to court and has challenged this sale, and therefore now the High Court has temporarily halted the sale or the privatization of these 11 parastatals. This will be a case that will be heard next year, February 2024. So up until February 2024, these 11 assets are going to remain within the hands of the government. All these conversations are building up, of course, what is going to affect you, how you conduct business, whether locally or even with your international partners. We're going to have those discussions here on Biashara Tuesday. Please keep sending us your feedback on all social platforms at KUTV Kenya at Richard_OKENYE. We're having conversations as well with guests that we always invite here on this show, and we're starting from university. I have a gentleman from Kenyatta University who's the vice president of the Finance Society of Kenyatta University. He tells me, and he's let me know, that when he joined Kenyatta University in 2019, he didn't expect the series of unfortunate events that happened all the way up to the time he was in fourth year. 2019, he came in first year, first semester, university strike organized by University Students Association. A few months later, COVID-19 hit and all students were sent home. And then we transitioned to online/physical education, which means new terms were being introduced: mute, unmute, Zoom, Google Meet. And then now we have a new phase in which economic times are biting hard. These students are now in their fourth year and are looking towards joining the employment market. However, the jobs are not there for them. 1 out of 10 graduates are the only one who are able to secure employment in the Republic, according to the current statistics. This is 10% of graduates. Only 10% of graduates are able to secure a job right or even a few months after graduation. So what kind of techniques do you need to thrive in the job market? Are there very specific details that you need to know if you're preparing to come out of campus to go get a job? Are there physical appearances that hinder you from getting job opportunities? Do dreadlocks affect you from getting job opportunities? What other trades can you tweak or take a look at as you join the employment market? I'm having this conversation with him, but also with an expert who is the director of commercial operations at a consultancy firm, and I'll be letting you know who these two gentlemen are. However, while we're speaking on the future of work, last week on Tuesday, we did air to you here a feature in which you got a chance to speak or to attend Digify Pro online launch. Digify Pro Online is a platform or a boot camp for learners to get skills for the future, for the digital economy. It's a 10-hour intense boot camp, and we did air this last week. You can check it out on KUTV Kenya. This morning, I'm speaking with one of the officials at Digify Africa. They are here to let us know what the future of work looks like and how you can align yourself with what skills are needed for digital economy or for digital entrepreneurship. Those are conversations that you don't want to miss out, and one more that I'll be giving you later on. All these are set for a period of 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. So it's going to be an exciting morning here on Biashara Tuesday. What is happening on those roads? Are you traveling home as of the moment? Are you going up country? How are you preparing for the festive seasons? Those are the things we're taking a look at here. But first, Matthew Root informs me of the current transport and information on traffic in the city and also around the outskirts of Nairobi, the capital of Kenya. And then if you're elsewhere, please also let us know the alternative routes that people can use to avoid traffic if traffic is building up. And then we continue with conversations of business, commerce, trade, technology, and politics, all here on Biashara Tuesday. My name is Richard OKENYE. I'll be your host all the way to the end. Let's have fun. All right, there is a yet to be launched Matatu terminus at Embu, and now Matatu operators are taking it over even before launch, saying that the government is taking too long. So there's going to be a bit of friction between them and the county government over in Embu. So if you're in Embu at the main terminus, which is yet to be launched, let us know what kind of activities are happening over there, even throughout the day. Outer Ring Road, here I'm seeing that at Donholm Interchange, Outer Ring Road is busy. but moving. So if you're getting to Thika Road using that eastern bypass or coming from Donholm, beware that there at the interchange, Outer Ring Road is busy. Watu wa Umoja, watu wa Buruburu, beware of that. Watu wa Kangundo Road as well, beware of that kind of information. Matthew Route also here, I'm getting information that Rubia Estate in Langata, the roads have had potholes for a year now, and I'm getting a video here, and they're asking Kenha to at least make the roads passable, or Jalango to do something, the Member of Parliament over at Langata, who is a former comedian and also a content creator. Outer Ring Road, lights have been repaired from Donholm to Stella Footbridge, so if you're using that route at night, you're safe. So maybe these few changes here and there on Outer Ring Road could bring down the kind of menace we've been seeing, or can try to alleviate the number of accidents that have been happening over there. It's not a very well constructed road, according to the residents who use this road every single day. Kenha has reopened the Nairobi-Garissa Highway after works restoration following the cutoff by floods. Last week we did report this, that the northern part of the country was affected in terms of infrastructure as a result of El Nino heavy downpour. And now here we see Kenya has reopened and work has been done on this Nairobi-Garissa highway. So kama unaenda nyumbani for festive seasons in the other side of the republic, that is up north in Garissa, hiyo barabara iko shwari sana. You can be heading that way. 5 people have been killed after a trailer lost control and plowed into the roadside structure at Kikope. So if you're heading towards Naivasha, Nakuru, beware that in Kikope, there's an accident there. 5 people were killed. So likely rescue operations happening there. And you should be trading carefully, especially because it's raining. And some of these places are blind spots. A lorry ferrying Irish potatoes, waru, Irish potatoes, plunged into a river in Nzoia, Kaburengu. A known number of people are feared to be dead. Rescue missions are underway. We are sending condolences all the way there and hoping that whoever is responsible for the rescue operations to do it as fast as possible. Please drive carefully during this heavy downpour or this festive season as well. Be careful as we head towards the end of the year. All I'm seeing here, or most of the updates I'm getting here, are accident alerts across various roads. This is maybe due to road unworthiness of these vehicles or the conditions, the climatic conditions and weather conditions. So ask your driver if they're ready for the road, and also please remind them to always drive carefully. Also, more accidents here happening at Gitaru Junction. Please be careful, Kenya traffic officers. Attend to that and also give us more information. Weather updates, what can you expect during the day? It's going to be cloudy in the areas of Nairobi CBD and Kiambu County, 11 degrees Celsius, a low of 11 degrees Celsius as it is right now, and then 26 degrees Celsius you can expect during the day. There's expected rain throughout this day in Nairobi and also in Kiambu. So if you're going out, carry an umbrella, dress warmly, and also be prepared for the day. During the week, it's going to be clear tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. So it's just today that you can expect downpour in Nairobi and its environs. If you're outside of this country, let us know what is happening over there. What are diaspora? Join us on the social platforms and also on the live stream. We'd love to hear your feedback as we continue the conversations that are happening here on the show. I'll be going to have a roundup of what is happening in the world from KUTV Newsroom. What have the reporters prepared for us? What are the most important stories that are informing business in the Republic? And then I'll bring the conversation on digital or the future of work, and as well as what skills and techniques you need to go and join the job market if you're coming out of campus or if you're just right out of campus. Graduation ceremony is happening across major higher institutions of learning. Jomo Kenyatta University happened last week, this month on 15th of December. This coming few days, we're expecting graduation ceremony, the 54th, to happen here within Kenyatta University ground. How can these graduates be prepared for the job market? Don't miss out on that conversation. I will be right back.
You ain't got no bread. I got up out the hood and took it to the hill.
right. I have here with me this morning Mr. John Kamau. Mr. John Kamau is the Director of Commercial Operations at Boom for Business Consulting. He has 10 years of experience in business development and client acquisition. So he's been out there and has been able to take a look at what the employment market looks like. How do you become employable? What kind of skills do you need? That's a conversation that I already teased earlier on, and he'll be here alongside Robin Mugo. Robin Mugo is a fourth-year student taking bachelor's degree in commerce, the finance option, but also currently serving as the vice president of the Finance Society of Kenyatta University, the Finance Society of Kenyatta University. We've been here with them before, including the president of FSKU and other of those officials. But this morning we are taking a look at what many young people are going through fresh from university. What are the necessary job techniques that one requires to fit in the current market? How do you become competent enough for the job market with artificial intelligence development currently happening? Is there a future for you in terms of work if AI is taking up most of the activities, automating almost every single job place? Almost every single skill can now be automated or can be performed by an AI software here or there. How do you thrive within that kind of technological advancement? Don't go too far. If you have any questions, we'll be right back with Mr. Don and as well as with Mr. Robin. These two gentlemen will be joining me in a short while, and then later on I'm continuing that conversation, which is very relevant in terms of the future of work with Digify Africa, and I'll be sitting down here with Celestine, who is Digify Africa Project Manager. They just launched Digify Africa Pro, Digify Africa Pro online just a few weeks ago, and this is going to be a very important platform for any of these fresh graduates to join and get skills for the future. I'll also be sitting down with a teacher and a peer educator, Mr. Andrew Onyango. What is a post-graduation strategy to be for you in terms of getting yourself fit job market? Don't go too far. Biashara Tuesday. We'll be right back.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audio-visual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Badala ya kutafuta kazi, tunaweza kuanzisha miradi yetu ambayo ingetusaidia kubadilisha maisha ya wazazi wetu.
Kwa vijana wenzangu, wengi hawana kazi, lakini ikiwa sisi wenyewe tutajiamini, tunaweza kujiajiri wenyewe.
Afrika kwa kweli tuna mahitaji ambayo ukiyasuluhisha unaweza kuathiri watu kwenye bara hili.
Bila uoga, watu huwa na uzalishaji zaidi, wanajawa na ujasiri, wanakuwa wabunifu na wanakuwa wenye maarifa.
Niliamua kuacha kazi. Hata kama sitafanikiwa, nitakuwa nimejaribu, nitakuwa najua haiwezekani.
Hakuna kitu cha ajabu hapa. Kila anayepata ufanisi hufanya kazi usiku na mchana.
Kitu kitakusukuma na kuwezesha kupata maarifa ambayo hukuwa nayo.
Tunajaribu kutengeneza kitu kitakachopita mipaka ya nchi hii.
Ikiwa unataka kubadilisha ulimwengu, anza na nyumbani.
Technology, science, innovation, ICT, and research. These are the ingredients upon which the solutions to the 21st century problems are founded. In a world that is rapidly changing, it's all hands on deck to ensure a balance in all fields of life. Women, young and old, are also in the front line, breaking the glass ceiling, becoming thought leaders in the larger tech space. Not forgetting other societies marginalized. And when the tech Avengers come together, we inch closer to a much safer, efficient, and sustainable world. What we view as a norm in today's advanced world was just an idea, and for nostalgic reasons, we trace back to the iconic days to bring you the retro tech. On Tech Innovation Show, we encapsulate all the pillars of the fourth industrial revolution, decoded in a language, all for one for all. Every Monday at 8:30 as we push the mantra, keep learning something new each and every day. Only on KUTV, a new experience.
What are some of the ways through which you can develop these skills so that you are comfortably fitting into the job?
You have to put yourself in positions where you are uncomfortable. Uncomfortable in the sense that you are not clear about what to do.
Because I used to work a corporate job before. So when I left, I happened to visit someone's farm around this area.
So this project is called Security Breach Detector and Can Familiarize. It is meant to be used to detect, detonate explosives.
We'll tackle all the tough issues, discuss all the weird moments, and hopefully share a few laughs along the way.
Shuhuda zako hazielezeki. Oh, umefanya hili, umefanya lile, umenipa jina Baba, nina kushukuru. What is this? A stick, right? And what has happened to the stick? Imevunjika, right? Follow me. They say broken things can't be fixed, right? But that's a lie. Kwani, why did Jesus die on the cross? It is so that those who are broken can be fixed. Now, that is why this program is here. Believe and live. John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever, anybody who believes in him will not perish but have everlasting life. Whosoever believes shall live. John 3:16. Catch me right here only on KUTV every single Sunday. Now, good news, there'll also be a subsequent series called Biblical Mathematics, but you'll only catch it right only on my YouTube channel at Believe and Live John 3:16. See you there.
All right, Biashara Tuesday is still here. Hashtag to use, hashtag Biashara Tuesday. Please tag me on all social platforms at KUTV_Kenya, at Richard_OKENYE. Wangeshi is tuning in all the way from Muranga. For the first time, I think I'm seeing here a message from Muranga County. So, watu wa Muranga, Moriega, and welcome to the show. Please let us know how you are and how you feel the show is going this morning. Thank you, Wangeshi, for tuning in. Lee Mwangi is watching us all the way from Hungary, and he's saying he'll be in Kenya soon, hoping to show up at Biashara Tuesday. Asante sana. We'll be happy to have you here, Lee Mwangi, friend of ours from all the way there. Yvonne Bliss from blisstv.co.ke is also tuning into the show, giving me a shout out here this morning, saying he's watching for the first time, not as a guest, but just as an audience member. Asante sana for creating time. Jeb Chumba saying she sneaked in a phone at KNH and she's watching us from work. So thank you for creating time, but please take care of the patients. Don't forget work as you're watching us also at work. Welcome to a conversation that is very key for us to have around this time of the year. Graduations are happening across the country. Thousands of graduates are going to join the job market, but are there jobs? The Deputy President of the Republic stood before Jomo Kenyatta University students and let them know that there's not much for them out here. And this is a song that we've had for a long time. We need to be prepared to create jobs and not to get jobs. However, there still are jobs. There are still jobs. There are people going to work. There's a lot of opportunities for young people to take advantage of. However, there's a lack of skill here and there, a lack of preparation here and there, techniques that maybe someone should be aware of before they join the job market. That's what we're trying to explore here, the challenges faced by young graduates and the practical steps that they can take to enhance their employability, aligning with the theme of skills development and also the importance of this skill development in the job market. As I said earlier on, I'm joined by two gentlemen. I'm just going to allow them to introduce themselves and then we get right into it. From my far left there is Mr. John Kamau. Please, Mr. John Kamau, and introduce yourself before we get to Robin and hear from him.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, viewers. I hope you can hear me well. Thank you for inviting me here. My name is John Kamau. I am the Director of Commercial Operations at Boom for Business Consulting. So at Boom for Business, we do finance consulting for businesses, for small businesses and startups. We also run a finance academy that helps to upskill graduates, recent graduates, and also students who are still in school so that they can be relevant for the job market. Thank you very much.
Nice, nice. Robin?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Robin Mugo, fourth-year student taking bachelor's degree in commerce, finance option. I'm currently serving as the Vice President of the Finance Society of Kenyatta University. Let's interact and have a good conversation. Thank you.
All right, let's get into it now. I think I'll just begin with you, Robin, there. In your role as Vice President of SKU, and you're also a finance student here within Kenyatta University, what are some of the misconceptions or expectations, generally speaking, that graduates usually have before they go to join the market? Your peers, what have you had a look at, and what kind of conversations are happening in terms of expectations?
From the members I've interacted and as an individual, the biggest thing is after campus, I expect to be hired. That is the first thing that I expect. And secondly, the payment. We always have like taking a degree is we take it as something big, and we expect a high wage. The third one is we expect ready work. Like already we need, when we get out there, we expect the work to be already there for us to just chip in and start working. Yeah.
Right. You're saying that there's an expectation on salary as well. People come out of school having a certain specific figure that they want to be paid.
Yeah.
How can we address this? Is there a way to do away with these misconceptions and expectations?
Yes. What we can do for now, because we need at least to let the reality be true. Let us bring the reality to the students, because when we learn, we are taught about the ready market that is already there to take us in, and we are not told that you don't start from up there, you start from somewhere low, rising up. Yeah.
All right. Mr. John Kamau, as someone who's deeply involved in commercial operations, what trends have you observed in the job market that contribute to these challenges and maybe some of these expectations, but mostly the challenges faced by young graduates in securing employment?
First of all, let me start by saying that we are facing a serious unemployment issue in our country, and not just in our country, the global south, the sub-Saharan Africa, the issue of rising youth, the bulging of youth, that's what we call it, without opportunities. The numbers are rising higher and faster than the number of opportunities that are available. A recent look at the statistics the youth unemployment rate is currently almost be over 60% of people who are ready, of people who are skilled, of people who are ready to work do not have those opportunities. So this is a very, very worrying trend. Every year in Kenya we have tertiary levels of education, colleges and universities, churning almost close to 1 million people in the job market, but the uptake of the opportunities or the opportunities that are available are quite low. So then we really need to rethink how to then position the graduating students, even the ones who are still in school, so that when they come out, when they join, they graduate, they will find it easy to join. So on to the question that you asked, so what needs to be done? And I think here we really need to talk about the issue of credentials or having the technical skills versus the skills that are needed in the job market. And what we are saying is in the job market, you realize that the employers are not just looking at your credibility, your credentials. They're not just looking like you have a nice degree, you have a nice diploma, you have a nice technical course. They're also looking at, you are coming to work for me, you are coming to work for a team. Are you a team member? Are you a team player? Are you able to, offer something over and above the technical team? Because assuming like in the 54th graduation, in your class, you will be graduating quite a number of you. What will make you distinct from the rest of the graduates? And not just within your class also, but also all the people who are graduating with the same degree, with the same diploma, with the same qualification as you. What will set you apart? And that's the conversation that we are having when we are looking at empowering students and recent graduates for the job market. So it's not just about the technical qualifications. There are also very many other things that employers are looking for. And this is a conversation that we need to start looking at as early as when students are in their second year, third year, before they start joining the job market, so that they can be very well ready for the job market.
Right. More than 60% unemployment. 1 out of 10. I was also taking a look at what Vice President here sent me from FSK. 1 out of 10 graduates come out and get a job. So 9 out of 10 aren't able to secure a place of employment. That is just 13%, only 13% who are able to actually get a job right out of college. Does this scare you? First of all, let me ask you that. Does this scare you? And should others also be scared? And as well as you said, there's need for some of those competencies and some way for individuals to show or to showcase their competence. What do you think young professionals right from college can also do to ensure that they are ready, as you said, to have those skills that are required to join a team such that the employer is very welcoming and also able to bring you on board?
From where you started, the thing about 1 out of 10 being employed, it is scary because like for now, counting that like in our class we have around 500 students.
Wow.
You can imagine out of that,
only
the number of people.
50.
Yeah. That's scary. So,
so scary.
We need at least to match the trend that is coming. And as my fellow speaker said, is we need at least to be up to date with the current trends, because we are having a revolution each day, each night, and as the technology is coming, it is taking up what we were doing, like in the accounting part of it, the bookkeeping part of it. Now currently we talk about storing data online in the softwares. So we need at least to up our game to be able to at least keep our jobs. All
right. Coming back to you, Mr. John, the rise of AI, he's mentioned there also, just hinted a bit on the evolution that is happening even within the job market. It's reshaping many industries, And how do you see then young professionals adapting to this? What kind of challenges / opportunities arise from this kind of development?
Thank you, Robin. And I must say that AI is here. We are in the era of technology. So the earlier we accept, the earlier we adopt, the better. So what is happening in the job market is that AI is definitely replacing some jobs, especially the issue of automation. Every business or every process that was so manual has now been automated in most instances. But you realize that also as AI is replacing some opportunities, it is also creating others. Because you really have to make sense of data. You really have to make sense of information. AI, I normally say, and this I am speaking from experience in the job market, AI are tools, and tools don't necessarily replace the job. Tools are here to help you become more efficient. They help you become more productive. And there are jobs that will be replaced by AI, but there are others that will not be replaced. For instance, jobs that require empirical or in-person services, human judgment, things that can help you, make sense of that data. For example, if you are an accountant and you are using AI tools, you are using softwares, then how do you ensure that you are making sense to your employer using the data that you interact with every day? You see, on one side, you have AI that is helping you process this information very fast. So the way people used to wait until it is 6 months in the year, you are looking at the budget, you are able to look at this every day, and you're able to advise your employer, you are able to advise your team members. The way we are going, we may not hit our sales target, or the way we are going, we may overshoot on our budget. So you look at that as a tool that is helping you to be able to make informed decision. So what do we need to do? We need to do several things as we come to the job market, so that we align ourselves with the technology. For instance, there needs to be a lot of upskilling, so that I'm not just doing accounting, I'm not just doing economics, I'm not just doing whatever nice course that I'm studying. What other skills that are in the market? What other AI softwares that are in the market that I can be able to use for me to be able to make sense of whatever course I am doing, for it to be a tool of enablement for me now to be able to even be more marketable in the job market. So I agree with you that Robin, there are many people who are coming to the job market, as you mentioned in your class, and don't worry about the AI. What you need to do is just to prepare, because now we are here and there's nothing you can do. Right. You cannot, when they say that when it's a time for a mom to deliver, I mean, she has to.
You cannot stop it.
You can't stop it.
Right.
So AI is here, technology is here. We can't stop it. We just have to embrace it.
Right. Yes. Robin, let me just still put you on the spot as Mr. Jones is. What are some of the things maybe, or some of the softwares or ways in which a finance student like yourself can maximize to ensure they are enhancing their employability and also keeping up with the evolution in the job market? What have you been able to also venture into yourself outside of the class curriculum to ensure you're keeping up to date?
Away from the books, I'm taking Excel, which is the advanced Excel, which is being used by each and every company countrywide. And we also have SPSS, we have Starter, and we have the QuickBooks. Which
all these are foreign words to me. What are they?
We have the accounting tools, which are being used to analyze. Okay. Where you can, from the raw data, you can at least make sense from whatever you're having. Okay. You can either draw a chart, analyze it, then present it to the stakeholders for them to at least get a meaning of what the company is doing. We have others like advanced Excel, where you can using the tool, the functions and the formulas, you can at least analyze it. They work hand in hand, and at least we can see there is something coming up.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. John Kamau. Let's talk networking. It's often highlighted as a crucial aspect of job hunting. From your experience, how important is professional networking in securing employment, and what strategies do you recommend for effective networking?
Thank you for that question. Just allow me to go back to the question that you had asked, Robin. Yeah. And I wanted to say something about those AI tools and AI softwares, and not just AI, but softwares that are enablers in the job market. And I wanted to pose this challenge to students and even the ones who are graduating right now. You are an IT student. You don't have a GitHub account. You are an accounting student. You don't know how to, you don't even have information on what advanced Excel is, what is Power BI, what are these, some of these softwares that Robin has mentioned. You are disadvantaging yourself when it comes to the job market, because it is, as we said when we began, it is not just about having a nice degree. It is also what else can you be able to do, what other value can you be able to offer, and what makes you stand out. So this is a challenge to even the graduating lot, and even the students who are still continuing. that you need to know within your space what is there that is relevant in the job market that you can be able to subscribe. And some of these tools, you can be able to train yourself for free online. There are so many free online resources. There are others that are not very expensive and that put you at an advantage point when it comes to employment. So I just wanted to emphasize on that because I think this is something that students and graduates need to hear.
Yes, it do.
Now, coming back to the issue of networking.
Right.
When it comes to job market, that saying that says your network is your net worth is now where you get it real.
Yeah.
Because it's who you know. It's you know, and you know why that happens? Because no employer wants to risk someone they are not very sure about. A new employee, so to speak, from an employer's perspective, is a risk.
Okay.
Because I'm giving you opportunities. I have, for example, I'm trusting you with customer data, customers, information. So I don't know whether you'll be able to perform or not.
Okay.
So I would prefer someone referring me to an opportunity or to someone who has had this before. So the question I would ask graduating students or even students and people who are looking for jobs, what networking opportunities or platforms are you in that can help you get a job opportunity?
Okay.
What networking opportunities are you in that can help you even get an opportunity for upskilling, for even training and career advancement, and even mentorship?
Okay.
So the importance of networking cannot be overemphasized. Probably in one way or another, you went somewhere because someone mentioned your name or told you about it. And so right from the beginning, students need to lay a good foundation for networking. And networking doesn't even have to be very expensive. For instance, a first year needs to network with a third year because they went for internship and they probably know somewhere that, you know, I will need, when I get to third year, for example, I'll need to get that opportunity. When a third year needs to network with someone who has recently graduated because they can refer them to an opportunity. When you come out, you know, you need to belong to a community of people who can mention your name when opportunities are being mentioned.
Okay.
And even the importance of even belonging to online networking forums, having nice LinkedIn accounts, you know, that, you know, those are some of the online networking opportunities that are not so much spoken, but are currently being used by employers.
I think you've answered correctly a question I was to bring up from Ndenga Mulonga. Muulize, what is the difference between networking and connections? So I think that networking isn't as complex as people think it is.
Networking is not as complex as people, or rather as we may want to put it. It's just belonging to people who add value for you in a certain area. Is it a job you're looking for? Befriend someone or be in a network of somebody who can be able to refer you or be able to advise you. And you know, we are not just talking about networking for job opportunities. We're also talking about networking for upskilling. Let me give you a very good example. When I was in first year, many years ago, I got an opportunity. Someone mentioned to me about an opportunity to go and do peer counseling and peer education. So while I was still in campus and I still had a lot of time, I went and did that. You know what? The next 2 years, I was able to pay my own school fees because I was doing peer education and peer counseling gigs. So it's not just about the opportunity to get a job. It's also opportunity to learn and opportunity to be able to put something or to add something to your core skill.
Right. Yes. You've mentioned that you are a peer counselor, and I just want to let the audience know we are going to be sitting down with a peer educator in a few to also speak about post-graduation strategies. So Mr. Andrew Onyango is a teacher and a peer educator. He'll be here to let us know how he's also maybe been able to do exactly what Mr. John saying he did. Nanyuki Billionaire, I just want to read a tweet from him, which is still on networking. This is Lewis_Ngunyi, watching all the way from Nanyuki, says, you will never get networks. You will never get networks. I don't know if you guys will want to respond to this, but I'd like to hear your sentiments as well. You will never get networks if you're actively looking for networks. All you find are other people looking for networks. Networks find you in your element, doing your very best in life, and probably just talking about football in the most random of places.
Of course, what in another way he's trying to say is that you have to be technical and you have to be innovative when you're talking about networking.
Okay.
Because nobody wakes up in the morning showers, prepares, dresses nicely,
and goes to network.
Or says, today I'm waiting for people who are looking for me to network. It doesn't work like that. What happens is, that ability to be technical enough. You probably are in a football fan, but with where you go to watch football or who you watch football with, those social joints. Then, of course, now when you are at a break, what do? And you are able now to ignite a conversation. The same case with, for example, my friend Robin here. He probably has people who have graduated recently, and they get in touch. They talk about what is out there in the market, and by you realize if you are technical enough, you will be able to gain in the persons or the person who you are networking with, or who you are with, in terms of what you are looking for.
Right.
Yeah.
Robin, internships, we've mentioned them there. Internships and practical experience play a very significant role in transition from, being in the world of academia to the workforce. How can students, particularly maybe you can mention in finance, maximize the benefits of internship? How did you maximize the benefits of your own internship to enhance employability?
For the internship and the attachment, what we do is when you're given the opportunity, there is something that you must have an objective in each and everything that you're doing. Don't just go out there and just take the role and just do whatever they're telling you. Have an objective in your mind. After these 3 months or 6 months, this is what I want to have learned. And secondly, apart from the objectives, let's connect and interact with the people you're finding there. Those are you are now the next employers. Maybe they are offering you the internship or the attachment now, to see if in the future they can entrust you with whatever they want to do. Because most of the companies, what they are doing is they absorb after some time, after you've worked with them, they always try to take you in and give you the opportunities.
Right. Yeah. That's the same thing I have to say from actually a personal experience. Internship, and that's where what Mr. John was saying there, you build that trust, build that network, so that this person can entrust you with whatever work they have for you there. You had an input?
Oh yes, I just wanted to say something. There is a growing discussion amongst students and graduates as to whether internships should be paid or not. I look at it differently. I look at it in terms of what am I going for the internship or for the internship for? I'm going there to learn. I'm also going there to prove myself. So do I need to be paid to prove myself? If the opportunity to be paid is there, well and good. If not, let me tell you, when you are doing internship or attachment, you are either earning or learning. So if you're not earning, please learn. Because when you get into an internship, an interview room, the first question your employer will ask is, what are you bringing? So what will you say? I missed out on going for an opportunity because they were not paying
me. They won't ask if you were paid in your internship.
No. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Are you able to do the job? Yeah. Can you prove that you have done this in the past? So I think I would like there to be a mind shift. And you look at it from an employer's perspective, that I was able to get this opportunity, proved myself, and I was able to deliver.
Right. You're either learning or earning, and if you're doing none of those, then I think it's not an opportunity you should take a look at. But at least learn, which is the most important aspect of your internship. And Robin has said there, internship si kujaza tu logbook. Please go and interact with the people that you're with. I know I'm speaking to a couple of people who are behind the cameras here at KUTV. Mental health. When we're talking about looking for employment in this republic, specifically in Kenya, it seems like a very, how do I put it, a very dire situation, and it's also heartbreaking. If I'm going out, I'm receiving statistics from FSKU that only 1 out of 10 of us are going to be employed. We're a class of 500 people. It's stressing me up. Umeshaniambia internship niende kulearn, but I'm hungry, stressing me up. Mental health becomes a very critical aspect, especially during the job search, to ensure that I have the mental tenacity to still wait for opportunities to build up. How can young professionals maintain a healthy mindset and resilience in the face of job market challenges and uncertainties?
I think the first thing to do is be in a position, or rather be in a position to tell yourself that you're growing gradually. And this is the biggest challenge when it comes to people who are leaving school and looking for opportunities. The expectation is I graduate today on 15th of December, like we are going to have a graduation on in KU here. Then on Monday, the 17th, it will be 17th or 18th, I have a job or I have offers. And there are companies that are lining up to employ me. It doesn't happen
I mean,
like
why
that.
not? I studied.
And you know that's a good thing, and going to school is a very good thing. But you know that there are less opportunities than people who are coming out. Number two, studying doesn't end at graduating. In fact, when you are graduating, you are told you are being given keys to learn. Meaning, what have you been doing before? Probably
studying,
preparing to learn. Because the real learning starts when you leave the graduation, you leave the school gate.
That's true.
So the first thing is to prepare mentally that learning has not stopped. It is probably gonna be more practical than it was in the class. And so what do I need to do? I just need to find myself a position or a place where I can be able to advance the learning and also to practice what I have been learning. Number two, is just that mental preparation that you don't start climbing the mountain from the top. You start gradually. Gradually, you make a step. Gradually, you add value. Gradually, you meet a person. Gradually, you network. Over the course of time, you look back 2 years, 3 years, you have covered more distance than probably someone who started and they didn't have all these things all together.
All right.
So it starts with preparation, because what causes mental breakdown is the thought that I have graduated, now I have to pay school fees for my younger siblings. I have to do this and this. And we are not oblivious. We're not living in an island where you're not dependent. In fact, the pressure is more outside than it is inside. Because now that your parents have taken you to school, they're expecting now you are going to be part of the people who are going to contribute into the basket. But internally, you should be able to understand that it will take you some time. And there's a reason why everything has a process.
Right.
And so if you are able to understand that we grow gradually. Today, I graduated like 10 years ago. So today, what I am able to see and what I'm able to do, including the people who have been able to assist, some of them I am proud to say from this institution, is as a result of the 10 years of accumulation of experience. But when I came out, I probably didn't have as much to give. So we tell ourselves it's okay to go through the process. It's okay to wait. It's okay to add block by block so that you add value to yourself, so that 2 years or 3 years down the line, you'll be able to be more valuable than probably when you left school.
Right. Mental tenacity will build up throughout that period. And I hear there from you, external pressure sometimes is more than what you're feeling internally, black tax and whatnot. So it's important to stay steady and also wait for your time. Robin, what difference then can the government do to guarantee or to ensure that they're accommodating youth within this current job dynamics we are talking about here?
One of the things that the government should do is it should revise the curriculum that we are having, because what we are learning is most of it is theory, and that's why when you go to the interviewers, they will ask you what else can you offer, because they already know you have the background or the books part of it. Now, what else can you offer? You should the education should include something to do with the practical things that the employers want outside there, and like the tools that we are supposed to be using, the current trends in the technology, they should be incorporated into our syllabus for us to be able to match with what the employers want.
All right. Yeah. So to ensure that the curriculum is also keeping up to date with what the market is evolving in. Appearance is sometimes discussed in the context of job hunting. Do you think that's a significant thing that you, from your perspective, speaking to an employer, should they consider appearance, how you're dressed up, what your physical features, whether you have tattoos or not?
Yes. This is a broad topic that is currently ongoing, and most of the time, the first impression that you make to an employer, he or she will start judging you from that point of view. Before you even get to that gate, someone outside there will, when you're just walking around, someone can get a perspective of who you are from how you're dressing. And the employer should check on that, because the person you're employing, maybe you saw him today, you don't know what he will be in the future. Maybe I might tell you that I'll change in the future, but in real sense,
you might not. All right. Yeah. Mr. John, How significant is physical appearance in the context of hiring process? And are there specific industries it holds more weight than others? I know in the media it's a bit maybe laxed. Are there other industries maybe that are a bit, it has more weight as compared to the rest?
First of all, I want to say that hiring trends are changing. And probably we may have another time to come and discuss this. But in the era of remote working, you find someone has a nice suit on top, but down there they are in shorts, simply because they are working from their home office. Yeah. So one, we need to understand that times are changing. Hiring trends are changing. Today you find so many people who are working from home, and including people who are working for companies that are in Kenya, not just the ones that are abroad. So when it comes to appearance, unless of course we are talking about certain jobs that require you to be dressed in a certain way or to look a certain way, like an air hostess or someone,
TV presenter.
A TV presenter, or definitely you will need to look presentable. But when it comes to even working and the physical appearance, just read the mood, understand the job market, the work environment, and dress appropriately. Don't overdress, don't underdress. You just need to understand. And it is always okay to ask, especially even during interviews, how am I expected to dress here, so that you are also able to be aligned. There are places they don't mind you to be in dreadlocks, they don't mind you to be in tattoos, but there are places you will never get a job when they probably you have one of those. There are places, we even know of schools where you have to dress in a certain way. Yeah. And it is okay because that is their space. So it is very, very important to read the mood and understand what am I required in as far as my physical appearance is concerned.
What I'm getting there is that it's not about you. It's this space that you're going into.
It is not about you, because you can't have your cake and eat it. Yeah. You can't just say that I'm going to dress the way I want
and still get paid.
And your employer expects you to dress a certain way. You create an impression. Yeah. So it's about your employer's space.
Right.
Yes.
Robin, he's mentioned remote work there, which is becoming more prevalent in recent times. From your background in 2019, coming into Kenyatta University, the strike happened, and then we went to COVID, and then we had that flexible kind of learning where we had online and physical both. I think still the same to date, right, within Kenyatta University. And also with work now, what can young people do to ensure that they are aligning themselves in the job search strategies to ensure that they're getting these opportunities for remote work, as is mentioned, so I'm able to put on my briefs under there and have a suit up here? What can I do to ensure I'm getting these roles, these remote roles? When I go online to Twitter, most young people these days are saying the goal is to earn in USD and to work remote. So how can we align ourselves to work remote and earn USDs?
The aim is to earn in USD. That's a new quote I've recorded somewhere. What we should do is we have personal branding, and that is very key in most of it is a consideration by most of the people. What you present out there, how you relate with the people, what you post on your presence on the online part of it, on the social medias. That is what gives you some of these big opportunities. Like we have the professional, they call it the professional FB of that's the professional site.
LinkedIn?
Yeah, LinkedIn.
Professional Facebook.
Yeah.
Love it.
Whatever you post there, you can either earn a job or it can either eliminate you from getting a job. I remember some time back, there's a person who lost a job because he or she wanted to get a position in that concerns environmental conservation. But from her social media, she has never done anything considering tree plantation or environmental conservation.
Nothing to show.
Yeah. So at least you need to keep your profiles up to date. Don't. I've attended some summits and seminars, and the topic. The thing is, you should not. Okay, in the LinkedIn part of it, they always tell you to open to work. Don't try to open to work. Everyone is looking for the job. So at least do something else. Post your achievements. Tell them what you can offer, and someone out there is watching you, and he or she will be able to at least see you and give you the job.
I see. What I get from you there is that they're not looking for profiles with open to work. They're looking for profiles that have work that is already ongoing and they can pick up and include there. He said earlier, Mr. John had mentioned when we started the interview that you can't be an IT student and you have no GitHub account. You can't be a model and you have no Instagram account. You can be, you can be a writer and you have nothing to show online. Some of these opportunities find you because your work is already out there. So put your work out there and get that remote work, earn in USD, and get the flexible work arrangement that you will love. Mr. John, I think we are about to wind up, so let me shoot last few questions to you guys. Entrepreneurship, which we encourage highly here on Biashara Tuesday, is a path to some young individuals that they can choose for a future. What advice do you have for those considering entrepreneurship as a career option, and how can they overcome the initial challenges?
Thank you very much. I think now that is one of the solutions to the million-dollar question that we were asking ourselves. What will we do in the face of very few opportunities in the job market? And I think nowadays I have seen, or we are seeing, the rise in the number of the young people who are venturing into in quotes old school entrepreneurship ways of doing things. For example, farming. When we were growing up, farming used to look like a retirement plan or something that is not for people who didn't go to Kenyatta University to do a degree in BCom. But nowadays, you find people are making a life and even employed people out of that. So first is a change in mindset that yes, all of us will not fit in the offices. Some of us will be out there making opportunities for others. Now, having said that, I think just like any other venture, entrepreneurship is one of those places that you require a lot of mentorship, because probably this is the first time you're interacting with an entrepreneurship opportunity. You don't even, for example, know how to identify opportunities. Even if you identify them, you probably don't know the legal frameworks that would support you to be able to be there. You probably don't even know how to do marketing. So that is one of the things that require a lot of mentorship and help. It's easier for me to tell you, if you want to register a company, if you want to look for market, if you want to, find a route to market, this is how you do it, because I have been there. So again, the issue of mentorship when it comes to entrepreneurship. Number two, we also need that to be inculcated in the curriculum, so that we are not just teaching you how to be employed, we're also teaching you how to create opportunities. There are many people, and many young people are talented. How then do you convert that talent? How do you convert that passion into a money-making opportunity? I'll give you a very good example. I got very fascinated about digital marketing. And let me tell you, after COVID, that's what I used to live on. Because I went online, taught myself how to do the Google ads, how to run the YouTube adverts, and I got clients online. So I made something out of that. And you know what? We ended up employing 9 people.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
So what I'm saying is you need to find a way of converting that passion, and it can't just happen. You need mentorship, you need help, and there needs to be framework. One of the things that the government would do is to encourage courses, as my friend Robin said, that are encouraging young people to go into self-employment right from high school, I would say, because this needs to be inculcated as you grow up, from high school going to campus and all the way. By the time you're exiting, you have a path, you have a plan, and you probably have met people who have aligned you in the entrepreneurship line that you do want to go.
All right.
Yes.
On the digital entrepreneurship and skills that you are able to pick up and eventually create opportunities for others, we're having a similar conversation here this morning with Miss Celestine, who is a Digify Africa project manager. 2 weeks ago, they launched Digify Pro online course, which is a 10-week boot camp that allows graduates and also campus students to get themselves skills doing Google Analytics, web marketing, social media advertising, and some of those are going to be relevant for a digital economy and digital marketing. So we're going to have this discussion in a few here. Ms. Celestine is already with us here at KUTV. So these conversations are going to go back to back. You can't miss out on that one. Let me wrap it up from you gentlemen and just get one key takeaway for young professionals and students like yourself as they prepare themselves. After 15th this December, kutakuwa na festivities, but come January, it's going to be time for that job search. So what key takeaways and insights that you can give? And also, we finished up with Mr. John.
Yes, as we conclude, what I can say to all the graduates on 15, who are going to graduate on 15th, be open-minded, The world out here is not that easy as you think. So whatever you've learned, put it on let it be seen from what you're doing. Yeah.
All right. Put yourself out there. Mr. John?
Thank you. I think my takeaway, especially for the students and the graduating students, is that, as we have said, you need to get it right, right from the time you're graduating. And as we have already mentioned here, that there are many paths. You don't have to be stuck. You don't have to think that now the world is collapsing because you have not found a job in the first 2 months. What I mentioned is that learning will continue even after you graduate. So make sure that you are putting yourself in places where you can add value to yourself, add value to that degree, add value to that diploma. Make sure that you're getting yourself into people who can mention you when a room full of opportunities is and names are flying. So don't now graduate and think now everything will align if you do not do anything. There's your part to play, and your part is to make sure that you are in networks, you are in places that you are that will add value to you, but at the same time you are also preparing that learning has not stopped, it has just started. And when you have that mindset, then you are able to position yourself and to attract the right people who will add value to your degree, to your diploma, and to that course that you studied.
All right. That is Mr. John, who is also in the world of business and has been here joining us with Robin, Vice President of FSKU. We are trying to demystify finance and also the job market for young graduates and also the youth who are currently the highest affected in unemployment statistics in the Republic. If you missed out this interview, it will be later on uploaded on YouTube, KUTV Kenya. Take a look there and leave us a comment and maybe any question that you want to be tackled in the next set of conversations. Before I bring in Ms. Celestine from Digify Africa, we're going to play the last bit of the conversations that happened during the launch of Digify Pro Online. This happened at Safari Club within Nairobi CBD. We were able to attend a wealth of experts sitting at a panel discussing what the young people can do and what kind of skills they can take up to prepare themselves for a digital economy. So let's have a look at it and then bring Ms. Celestine. Gentlemen, thank you very much for the discussion.
AI and the future of jobs. So for me, AI is very progressive. And if you're a youth watching, I would be thinking, what opportunity is there for me in terms of, so let me give you an example. For many years, we've been talking about internet penetration, smartphone penetration, and we thought it will take, like ages for it to catch up. Literally, in a span of 10 years, people had smartphones, people had, internet penetration, like, I want to believe almost 90%, regardless whether it's direct, whether you access through cyber cafe or you have a smartphone, 90% of Kenyans have access to internet. Now, fast track how fast internet, in terms of, social media has progressed. I think in a span of 2 years or 3 years, social media caught up. Now we are talking about ChatGPT. Now we are talking about AI in a span of 1 year, literally. And in a span of 2 months, we'll have a new innovation. So if I'm a youth, I'll be sitting thinking, Safaricom, Coke, FMCGs, what opportunity is there for me to create something innovative? And maybe literally you just need your mobile phone. You don't even need a MacBook, just a simple mobile phone to come up with a simple code, sell your story, pitch it, and you'll have the resources to achieve it. So I want to say it's very progressive, it's moving very fast, so you can't be thinking, oh, in 2 years, they'll be ready for me. In 2 years, somebody will have already done whatever you are thinking and already progressed it to the next level.
With the issue around Gen Z, right? These guys are not aliens. They're actually humans. They're part of us. And for any said employer out there, and I'm speaking to employers, like what really matters is to create a sense of belonging. And I'm going to default back to psychology. There's something called Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where you start with the physiological needs. So are you giving this to the employees, to these Gen Zs as well? Are you creating for them a sense of security? Do they feel secure? Are you creating for them a sense of belonging? Like, do they feel they're at home? And you can start with, let's say, the layout of your office. Do you have rules that support them? The existence, work from home. I think encouraging people to speak out, right? Self-actualization. What does their career path look like? I think Martin asked a question around, content creators and all that. Like, will they be content creators forever? Will I be managing social media forever? What does my career path look like? Self-esteem and of course self-actualization. So you have to develop a culture at your workplace and paint this picture very, very well, right? And work collaboratively with these guys, because I tell you, they've got a lot to offer. Like, you've heard me, the average age in Kenya is 19 years, and that's the future, right? And in marketing, people usually market to the younger generation. Why? Customer lifetime value. If I'm EABL, it doesn't make sense for me to come look for guys on the other edge of 35. I mean, they've already sorted out their drinks and all that. But I look for that guy who's going to give me money for the next 60 years. That's why they spend on the younger generation. That's why they do sports marketing. You'll notice, right? So I think employers also need to change tack and think like marketers. Like, how can we adopt a work environment to this younger generation? But I believe they've got a lot to offer. For those guys, again, who are on the other side of 35, reverse mentorship. These guys have a lot to teach you. It was an honor being part of this panel, and I've definitely learned a lot, and we'd love to do it again. Thanks, Martin.
Thank you, Eric. Sandra, last.
Thank you, and I need to speak to you about that solution. But I think 4 things for me, if you were to take away anything from me, I would ask to take these 4 things if you ever want to work in one of these big tech companies. A data-driven mindset is very important. It doesn't matter where you're at, whether you're doing English, social studies, politics, whatever the case might be. I think having a data-driven mindset will propel you to getting where you want to be from a tech perspective. And that has helped me. I'm inherently a PR person, Martin knows that, but it had to take me working at a tech company to really think data-driven. I could not have gotten where I'm at if I had not showcased my data-driven skills. What am I solving? So you're coming to PR to solve a crisis. Why do you think we have a crisis in the first place? Very, very weird questions and interesting. But I had to come in from a data perspective and marry it with perception to get where I'm at. That's number 1. Number 2, I would say emotional intelligence is very important in the current workspace that we are at. It's not just about you being a product developer. Like you said, I like what you said, because I deal with a lot of internal stakeholders. You'll be very shocked. I'm in PR, but I think a lot with product people. I think a lot with data people. Actually, my day-to-day calls have to do with a data person, because I need to know where we are at as a company, how many numbers are we doing, what am I communicating out there based on the numbers we have, how am I using that data to inform the opinions that I want to address out there, and what I want you to consume, based on the data I have internally. I think it's very important, and that just goes about how do you collaborate with other departments, how do you work with other people, how do I work with a performance marketer, how do they work with me as a PR person? There's a perception and the narrative I want to push. You as a data person, you're just thinking data, how do we work together to marry these two? So I think emotional intelligence is very important, especially in corporate and a tech company at that, because you will meet very many people who are super smart. I'm working with very smart individuals, not only in Kenya, in Europe, in Germany, in Estonia, everywhere, and you will be asked very difficult questions, and you have to have a lot of emotional intelligence to address that. The third thing, I think I would say critical thinking is very important if you want to take up the tech space. And sometimes I think of even my daughter, and how they ask why. The one thing I think, there's a book I read, and if you want to be a proper critical thinker, out of any questions you ask within the workspace, at least have 5 whys to those questions. So by the time someone is, if I'm coming to you to do a task for me, it's okay for you to ask me, Sandra, why? And I'll tell you. Then keep asking. We will find a solution, and then we will even figure, are we really actually wanting to solve this, or are we just doing this because we want to pass time? So I think critical thinking and asking the 5 whys for any problem you want to solve is very important. And yeah, I think those are the 3, I think, key elements I would want to highlight.
Yeah, thank you, Sandra. Betty?
All right. So for me, I have only one takeaway for the youth watching. How do you present yourself? So I work for a global company. We have presence in more than 10 countries globally, not just in Africa. So it's my job to learn the cultural nuances of my bosses who sit in Lithuania, my colleagues in Nigeria, my team in Kenya, in Uganda, and so on. Because when you go for that job interview, you know, in Kenya we are very casual, Gen Z, we are used to seeing you in ragged, you know, jeans and everything. But in another country that would be weird and off. And yourself as a global talent, first of all, look at countries that it's easy to penetrate. Just go to Goethe Institute and start learning German. That's one thing. The other thing I've told you, just go to job sites in those countries, and if you are, let's say, for example, a graphic designer, check the niche skills. What I've noticed is Kenyans, we want to be generalists, and we just want to do bare minimum. If you're a graphic designer, Adobe, that's all. But now you have to, you're competing with somebody who's in India, because those countries are, when they're coming to now positioning themselves as global talent, they're the ones now who, like India, Vietnam, they're the ones who are now positioning themselves in those countries. But now you are in Kenya now, and you want to fight for that one job in a scheme. Yet, there are like 50 jobs in Germany, and they can easily take you. And you just need to upskill. You don't really need, especially in Europe, you don't need to have a degree. I remember we were recruiting for mechanical engineers in Germany, and everybody had a degree. So, short story, we did a lot of hard work. Nobody, we spent money, but nobody was taken. It was a good experiment. But what they told us is, yes, you are very educated as Kenyans and Africans, but you lack the skill. So for them, they're looking for the skill itself. So look at the language skill, and then you also want to go to those countries to get, you want to get a good job, the same job you'd get in Kenya. So things have changed. So I would maybe just want you to position yourself. If you need support, I can give you some job sites where you can go and just look at the jobs they're recruiting. You can find me on LinkedIn, and I can give you all the job sites. But I really liked the way he put it. I didn't know those countries didn't have a millennial and Gen Z issue, but now it makes sense. Because even for us as a HR company, they're approaching us to recruit for them, which maybe like 6 years ago, that would not have been the case. We're also managing a company which is based in Finland and India, and we are the HR people. So something is happening. So we need to take advantage of that. Yeah.
Have you learned something new tonight? So help me in appreciating the panelists. A better clap. So thank you very much for spending time with us. Thank you very much for sharing your knowledge, your skills and experiences. This has been a great session. I've also learned a lot, and I know people here have also learned a lot. I want to just stand on the protocol that have been set before, and also just the knowledge that has been shared. I think one of the things as a country we really need to take advantage of is our potential as global citizens. And what that means is, if you look at our economy has been based primarily on production. We run an 11 trillion economy. When you look at the GDP function, how many of us, okay, I don't want to go into a lot of boring statistics. It's a Friday evening, we all want to do sherehe kidogo. But if
If you look at a normal economy, you'll see there's production, there are guys who are in construction, there are guys who are in manufacturing, there are guys who are in advertising and all of that. But at the base of all of this is skills, and skills that drive those particular sectors. So in our country, we do have a lot of agriculture. We do have lots and lots of construction. That's about 13% of our economy. We do have exports, which forms from agriculture, blah, 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 about another 10%. But a very interesting statistic that is beginning to show up is remittance. So out of 11 trillion, just a small fact that may not be of a lot of value for us, the government spends 3.3 trillion, isn't it? So the rest is all produced by the private sector, isn't it? So government is doing 3.3 trillion, so we have a gap of about 9 trillion being done by private sector. Of that 9 trillion, what we are producing from abroad as export, because money is coming into the country, is close to 500 billion. You spoke about Philippines. Philippines is doing close to maybe about 3 trillion in money that they are sending from abroad. So we have a huge gap. And one of the things that the current government has really positioned to do is to have export of labor as a key area. So for you guys, it's, and for some of the people who are listening, it's a huge opportunity. You can be able to work from here in other parts of the world. You can be able to travel to other parts of the world. In the Philippines, they actually do a red carpet. By the time you're coming in from wherever you're working from, you're actually welcomed in on a red carpet. I don't know how that will work with KRA, but so think about it for the guys who are out there thinking about a career, like what you said about your progress and all of that. Think about working abroad and the opportunity that presents to you. It's a huge opportunity, the opportunity for you to benchmark with your peers in other parts of the world. China, maybe about a third of the population works in other parts of the world. India, I'm sure all of you have studied with Indian friends, guys who came from Gujarat, from all manner of parts of India. Bombay, that kind of thing. As Kenya, we are a small population of about 50 million people. We can be able to power the rest of the world, and I believe that's where opportunity lies. Thank you very much.
All right, Biashara Tuesday continues here this morning on KUTV Rise Today. On social platforms, please continue sending us your feedback. I see here, Jepchumba anasema na cheki, uko smart. Thank you very much for tuning in again once more there. I see also more feedback from the social platforms on YouTube. Engineer Francis Maina. Morning, Mr. Moneyman. Watching the show from Zimmerman. I love today's music selection. I bet you're also loving the conversations that we've selected here for you. Sanesh also saying good morning, OKENYE, and has a comment on the amount of money we've received on the tree planting exercise by Kenya. We'll get to that in a bit. I'll be giving my feedback a bit later, or my reaction to your comment there about the 500 billion Kenyan shillings that Kenya is looking to get in terms of achieving that 15 billion tree cover by 2032. Bridging the digital divide here is Digify Africa, which is a youth-led organization that is at the forefront of shaping Africa's digital future. They're trying to bring digital skills to young people across all communities. Not they're trying to, they have been doing this for quite some time across countries in Africa, South Africa, Nigeria, in Kenya. And a week or so ago, I got the very amazing opportunity to attend a launch of Digify Pro Online. It's a platform and a boot camp for young people for 8 to 10 weeks. Between 8 to 10 weeks, Ms. Celestine has me this information that between 8 to 10 weeks, you can learn some of these skills which we are going to be highlighting here on the show. The previous conversation was the techniques and skills you need for the job market. Here they are, the digital economy. How can you be prepared for it? Let's get to speak to the project manager over at Digify Africa Digify Pro Online, and then we get to see if you can apply, if the registration is open, get your pens and paper ready. This is the time for you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well.
So you, few weeks ago at Safari Club, launching this very exciting opportunity. Let us know about the launch, and also so that we can get to know about your work as a project manager.
Okay, so Digify Pro is a program for youth who want to venture into a career of digital marketing, and the program is free. We have been conducting it in Kenya since 2019. That was the first cohort of Digify Pro that happened in Kenya, but that was a face-to-face cohort. Come after COVID, we had to pivot into the online space, and the Digify Pro program was online. This year, we have completely revamped the Digify Pro and put it all online, so that it's self-paced. Anybody can apply. We have scale now, we have more numbers, and we have people expected to attend 8 weeks boot camp online on our self-paced platform. So it's not really stringent in terms of this is the time you start and you have to finish within the 8 weeks. It could be sooner, it could be earlier, depending on the number of badges you unlock on our platform.
Okay. It's self-paced, so we are going to talk about that self-pacing in a bit. Can you provide maybe an overview of the objectives in trying to bridge the digital skills gap among the youth?
Okay, so Digify Pro, initially, the main aim was to prepare youth who are interested in a digital marketing career from an agency perspective. Come post-COVID, we had to really pivot in terms of the future of work, which is the gig economy, looking at youth who want to be self-employed, who want to try e-commerce, who want to try to be digital nomad from wherever. So we pivoted the whole concept to kind of like introduce a future of work concepts in terms of how do you look at digital marketing from a self-employment point of view, or from a gig economy point of view in terms of tasks, or from a digital nomad that you can work from anywhere, wherever you're stationed, as long as you've got access to internet, and obviously a digital device that will enable you to service your client or do the work that clients give you to do.
So far, how have you been able to impact the lives and careers of the young people who've gone through this program?
Our first cohort, because we were doing a very, very lean cohort, we used to have 500 applicants, and we could only get 20 participants from 500 applicants. So most of the applicants who went, or most of the participants who went through Digify Pro were absorbed as interns in agencies, and right now they are the ones who are even recruiting the future participants for the program. However, with Digify Pro this year, we are lucky enough to have a slot of 100 people, and we've even opened it up to urban refugees, which is a slot that we see really needs also to be pushed in terms of integration and in terms of also being able to participate in the Kenyan economy.
You said urban refugees.
Yeah.
Who are urban refugees?
Urban refugees are refugees who live within Nairobi, Eldoret, the urban towns, basically, yeah. They're not necessarily in the camps.
Okay. When we're speaking about practical digital marketing skills from the perspective of self-employment, being a digital nomad, or the gig economy, what are some of these? Maybe you could elaborate some of the key modules people can look forward to in the 10-week program, and how do they equip them with these practical skills we're talking about?
We've got 3 electives basically. We have the core subject, which is the digital marketing aspect, where we do an end-to-end introduction to digital marketing in detail, and then we've got 3 electives that we are focusing on in detail, so that people can start looking at skills that they can achieve to be able to give their skills to probably clientele or organizations that need them. And these 3 core skills are content creation, which includes definitely graphic design. We've got data analytics, and then we've got media buying, which probably focus obviously big on pragmatic buying, which involves platforms, using platforms to buy media online. Yes.
All right, so that is the practicability. I was looking at one of the electives here, Meta Digital Marketing Associate certification?
So those are the certifications after you have finished the whole course that Meta has given us the privilege of getting at least some vouchers that people can go online and do the it's a certification that enables you to be a certified meta marketer. So you can be referenced, and agencies and organizations mostly look for meta certified digital marketers because they know that they are very thorough, especially in terms of buying ads online. Yes.
The program also blends theoretical and practical skills. How does it do that, and how does this combination enhance the understanding of digital marketing?
Initially, when we were doing the Digify Pro, not the online version, the blended version where came after COVID or post-COVID, we had people from agencies coming in and giving the participant briefs, and then the participants are grouped in groups where they compete against each other, and then they're given feedback regarding their brief. Some of the briefs were used by the companies, and what the participants got was probably feedback or acknowledgement that they participated in that brief. And that enabled the participants to gain skills, to have a hands-on experience, especially in cases that agencies handle, and also in case the agency didn't handle those, didn't use those briefs or the solutions that the participants came up with, what they did was to offer the winning group probably an internship opportunity, and that probably led also to retention of our various participants in different agencies and different companies, and also enable them to have at least a hands-on experience to say that this is my experience, especially in digital marketing. And what we realized also is that because we had a very lean cohort and very few numbers, most companies really looked for our participants from our program, because coming with that 8-week probably bootcamp training of the program, they were as good as somebody who stayed in agency for 2 to 3 years.
That is a leap.
Yeah, it was a great leap. It was very intense. It's a very intense program, and that's why we say that if you don't have the time to be able to immerse yourself in that experience, you'll definitely not gain much from it. And we are very strict on the participation, because you're dropped off immediately. You miss 2 weeks because you can't catch up.
Right.
And that's why we are very stringent in, are you sure you're self-driven, self-paced? Because that's what the future of work depends. When you've got 3 clients or servicing 3 different different projects, you really need to have structures in terms of your time management and also your commitment to these projects. Yes.
It's self-paced, entirely virtual, which enhances that accessibility of the participants. Therefore, if you're not online in 2 weeks, I think then you should be dropped for sure.
Not even 2 weeks. If you're not online, like in 3 days.
Because you're trying to get to the digital world.
Exactly.
If your access isn't noticeable, then I mean, you've already failed the very first step of being online.
Exactly.
All right. There's emerging trends in the digital marketing world. How do you ensure that Digify Pro is also keeping up with these trends so that the participants, once they come out, they still have the relevant skills?
We always encourage participants to really upskill themselves. So we've got resources that we share with them constantly to enable them to understand what is relevant in today's global market. And we also try to make them interact with their fellow participants in South Africa and in Nigeria, so that they also they see the relevance of understanding those markets. So we get to realize that the participants who come out of these programs, our programs, also are very relevant in terms of looking at projects from a global and an Africa-centric perspective. And also we have that feature of work as a subject where it's constantly upgraded and updated, especially with what is relevant.
All right. Beyond immediate career opportunities, what is the long-term impact that Digify Africa envisions for these participants?
Long-term impact is most of our participants right now, most of them are industry experts. They open opportunities for the other participants who come in. They recommend, especially people who they feel like, oh, you want a digital marketing career, please join this program because it's entirely free, because they know how they benefited, and they also give back to us. Yeah, right now we are having most of them coming in as the experts who are coming in to give us briefs, and also recommendations, them recommending people to get interns from us, and also employment.
Okay. All right, employment. So which means you also do help them in terms of moving from the program and getting themselves into the market.
We do connect them to employment opportunities, internship employment, and also gig economy opportunities, opening their mindsets. And in South Africa, what they do is that because they also run the Boost program that is in relation with SMEs, they're encouraged to kind of like start looking at how they can be able to immediately start helping SMEs with their digital marketing strategy. And that's already a job in itself when as you're learning on the job.
All right. You mentioned it in passing, but I just want to bring it up again that the program has trained participants across different countries. How does the curriculum then accommodate the diverse market contexts and needs?
So what we do is that we have a general curriculum, then we contextualize each market needs to whatever suits them. That's why we have a digital project manager in Kenya, we have one in Nigeria, and we have one in South Africa. And we constantly also exchange information and ideas so that we know also what's relevant in each other's market. And whenever we have an opportunity, like Nigeria always have a boot camp, a follow-up, hands-on skills on Saturdays, we tell our participants, if you want to plug into that class, why not? Yeah, so we encourage them to plug into each other's classes, not necessarily us bringing that perspective, the Nigerian perspective or the South African perspective into Kenya, but whoever wants to know more, please keep some time apart on a Saturday to just enter their class and understand and be consistent also, because consistency is key.
Okay.
Yeah.
Getting into this program, it's a digital marketing skills program, which means sometimes I might feel like I'm competing with AI, right?
Yes.
I'm learning social media marketing. Maybe someone builds a tool somewhere that will do exact same thing.
Yes.
What kind of mindset should I have? Because you've mentioned mindset before we came on here. What kind of mindset should I have given so that I don't feel like I am going to be phased out with whatever skill I'm picking up?
You have to have a very agile mindset in terms of learning. And as I told you, like if you're older, like in my age bracket, you have to really be open to reverse mentorship, where you are mentored by people who are younger than you. Because yes, we know things from a wise perspective, but we don't know what is relevant from a technology point. So always be very open to learning more things, even if not in detail, just in passing. Just be aware of the conversations that are happening and be aware of the tools and AI tools that are relevant. Be aware of probably developers, what they're developing, because also a part of our digital marketing course, we work on web development. And as you know, web development kind of like is phased out now. So I wouldn't tell someone that please focus. Yes, you can understand the basics in terms of putting up a website in WordPress, but there are tools now that could give you a website like in 2 minutes.
Okay. So I shouldn't be scared if I'm learning web development and then there are templates.
Be aware that there are templates that you can also use to make your work easier.
Right.
Yeah. So why reinvent the wheel by thinking that you're going to develop that tool when it's already existing? Take advantage of it. If it makes your work easier, go for it.
Right.
Yeah.
You have industry partners and key partnerships looking at your site. This is also in collaboration with Meta. How would you say it has also improved the program?
It's improved the program in terms of when you have industry partners, especially in the private sector, they enable you to understand what is relevant for them. So you teach for their demand, for what they are demanding. So you already teach knowing that this group of people are going to be absorbed immediately by this company or this industry because they have a need at that time. So it's kind of like a just in time or like training for the off-taker market because there's a need. Just like the way agriculture, you have a market probably in Europe or you have a market in the UAE, so you're growing for that market. So here we kind of like develop talent for that company. So if the company says we need people who understand more about data analytics, interpreting the analytics that come probably on my social pages with what is relevant to me, we train with mind, having that company is going to take interns in relation to that. So it makes their work easier in terms of training and also onboarding onto their system and to whatever projects they are currently running.
Also, I think answers my earlier question on keeping up with market trends. Now you have an industry player who's very
who's informing us here, who's informing us what is really relevant. And they also come with briefs in terms of when we are having briefs for the students, they come up with projects or problems that they want to solve. And so when we are solving those problems, we know that we are solving problems knowing that this is what they will probably need. Yeah.
Right. The demographic reach, you said people of your age bracket should consider reverse mentorship.
Yes.
What is the demographic reach for this program?
The demographic reach for this program is purely youth, which is 18 to 35. So we focus on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I opened up the site, Digify Africa, the first thing I saw is bridging the unemployment gap.
Yes.
Why is this the key pillar in how you're approaching these skills?
The key pillar across Africa, you know very well, is unemployment for the youth. Yeah. There's a very high unemployment rate. So we are looking at youth who are unemployed and they need to actually create employment for themselves. So for us, it's not a matter of we training you to have that mindset of, oh, I'm going to look for a job or I'm going to be employed. It's what opportunities do you see in creating also your own employment. And that's why with Digify Pro Online, we have shifted the mindset from working with industry players from an employment point of view, but from a remote work, gig economy, future of work point of view, 21st century skills.
Oh, nice. 21st century skills, of course, for the digital economy. This round of cohorts, it's open for application. How long is it open for and when does it begin?
It's already open. Okay. So anybody who wants to apply, please go to our Digify KE or Digify Africa Facebook, all the social media pages, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and there is a link there. You can apply whichever country you're based in. We are open in Kenya, Nigeria, and South Africa, of course. You can apply for whichever country that you see fit, and then you will be contacted for the next phase.
All right. Yeah. I have a question that we used to ask back then when Twitter was free, which is, how is this app free? So how is this cost free?
How is it cost free? Yeah, so we are sponsored by Meta, as you know. That's why we can afford to make it free. All we need for you to invest is your time and also your data in terms of participation. And also your involvement in just being very consistent in being there and having a gadget, of course, whether it's a mobile phone or a computer or a laptop.
Okay.
Yeah, or a desktop.
All right. I see here there's a graduation ceremony on 8th December 2023 for the previous cohort.
Yeah, for the previous cohort that was just that happened about 2 months ago. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What can you tell those graduates as they prepare to come out?
What we tell those graduates normally is to be very agile, and I think for us, because of the future of work, we prepare them adequately in terms of seeking employment, even without being placed already. And we always are giving them opportunities because we have WhatsApp groups that we form where if any opportunity is available, we throw the opportunities there. So there's always so much opportunities like happening. You just have to be proactive and apply. Proactive and put yourself out there. Proactive and volunteer. Show someone what you can do, and then they will decide whether you're worth being paid for. Yeah.
There are a lot of skills that I can pick in digital marketing. As you've mentioned some of those modules here, and also others, minute details, social media advertising, web content creation. In this 10-week program, do I get to learn all of this, or can I keep coming back?
You get to learn all of that, and then you get more in terms of when you're done, you have now a cohort of industry experts where we are a pool where you can also be helped. So most of our alumni, as I told you, are mentors. So they you always have expert advice with what is relevant. And even if you have you're at work and you need help in terms of a solution or a case or a strategy or media buying strategy, there are experts within our pool that can deliberately take you hand in hand in making you to be able to deliver with whatever project or whatever task that you're doing at work in real time. Yeah, I think that's the advantage. We become a family after some time. Yeah.
Nice, I love it. Family. Miss Celestine, I have a personal question, which is, how do I stand out? Because I want to apply and I want to be among the 100 people who are going to join the next
I think
cohort.
just follow the prompts. Yeah, be within the right age bracket. Be like in Kenya, I'm looking at even lowering the bar to people who finished Form 4, people who have a diploma, and people who are graduates. So we are having a mixture at the moment, because we cannot just say we are doing it for graduates. There are people who have finished Form 4 who don't have any other opportunity than looking at the gig economy or looking at the digital economy to be able to push themselves to the next step. So we are very open. Just make sure that you fall within that criteria. Yeah.
All right.
And if you are having a small gig or you're working, just make sure you validate, because I think there should be a question of why should you be chosen for this program. Just make sure you validate why you should be chosen for the program, because you might be also in transition. The job that you're doing might be the one paying for you bundles for you to create that extra time to be able to be present in learning.
All right.
Yeah.
So for those who are considering to apply, please do so. Digify Pro online program, and then you can get to embark on this learning journey to get yourself skills for a digital future. Just maybe one last question. Or two. How do I say your second name?
Okay, my second name is Ukpere.
Okay.
Yes.
Ukpere.
Yes,
that's a very unique one.
Yes, it's a very unique name.
Okay, thank you for creating time for us this morning here on Biashara Tuesday. The last question is for someone who might not make it to this program and they're still interested in digital marketing, because for this show we try to make it broad for everyone, right? So they may not make it to the 100 people who will be at Digify Pro online. Of course, we encourage them to apply in the next phase of cohorts.
I think we always tell people that just apply, let your name be on the database, because when we always put out a call out for the next cohort or the next program that we have, what we do is we consider the ones who applied before also. So we put a blast fast for them before we do like a general call out, just to give them that opportunity.
Right. Where else can I upskill? Because the internet is vast.
There are so many sites, and I think AI is your best bet. So you go on Google, search, and I'm sure also on Facebook, there are so many, Facebook, Instagram, there's so many sites where people are kind of like promoting all these learning online projects or learning online platforms or programs, But if you're older, definitely your Coursera or Udemy, where you can always apply and pay for you to be able to be upskilled.
Right. Or pay me for reverse mentorship.
Or pay the young for reverse mentorship. That's one of the opportunities also we tell our Digify Pro participants. Like, if you know that you're very good at what you do and you have case studies or data that backs that up, take advantage of it and share it. And put yourself out there as a tutor.
Right. Start a Ngumbaru school for digital learning.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, Ms. Celestine.
Thank you.
I'll be making my application and hoping to see you soon.
Okay, me too.
Okay. Please do make your application as well. Search Digify Africa KE and check out what you can do, and also maybe what you're interested in. Please equip yourself with skills for digital entrepreneurship. Don't be left behind, and get scared like they used to. I think we were discussing this earlier, back in industrialization. You know, they saw machines coming into the factory and
they were very scared. You shouldn't be scared of technology. You should embrace it.
Okay, let's embrace technology. So use social media platforms at KUTV Kenya to leave me your feedback. I'll be right back. We are still on the future of work, and the conversation that is coming up next with Mr. Andrew is how do graduates prepare themselves? What kind of postgraduate strategy should you have once you're out of university? What should you do to equip yourself with the right skills and techniques for the market? That's the conversation we've been having here since morning, and we're continuing it later or in a bit with Andrew Onyango. Don't go far.
Jakub Petri. I'm Associate Professor in the Institute of Philosophy of Jagiellonian University in Krakow, Poland. And I'm the main coordinator of the Cafe project, which is being here hosted by Kenyatta University.
My name is Ewa Hudoba. I am a project manager in this consortium. Keep watching cutting-edge research at Kenyatta University Television.
Maelfu na maelfu ya wahamiaji wakiwa na watoto kutoka nchi za Amerika ya Kati wanaendelea kuwasili kwenye mpaka kati ya Marekani na Mexico.
Folks, I'm going. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ni habari kutoka pembe zote duniani.
People pass vuguvugu. People pass ni idea.
Tazidi ananyonya, hanyonyi vizuri, anakuwa hayuko comfortable.
Jeshi la Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Kongo linapambana na waasi wa ADF.
Kwa sasa wanatoa wito kwa mashirika, makampuni na vile vituo vya uchukuzi.
Mambo mengi yatakwenda kama yalivyopangwa.
Hapa ni kuna mmoja wa viongozi wa chama cha wavuvi katika eneo hili.
Zaidi tunajaribu kuwapa chanjo ili ina boost ama inanyanyua kinga ya mwili, ndio inaenda kupelekea kupambana na virusi.
Ni Duniani Leo, Jumatatu mpaka Ijumaa, moja kwa moja kutoka VOA Swahili, Washington DC.
Access to knowledge, solution to unanswered questions.
Guidelines to pursuing your rights and repossessing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more only on Law Matters.
From the farm to the consumer, we explore agribusiness opportunities right here with you.
Changamoto lingine ni soko. Soko saa ingine bei inashuka tu drastic, kama saa hii hoho imeshuka chini.
On Money Monday, we explore business stories and engage business professionals as reference points for analyzing investment opportunities.
Last year, the economy grew by 4.8%, and which is really an indication of the resilience of the economy.
If we don't grow the economy, then we cannot have economic transformation.
We shall bring you up to speed with everything taking center stage in the business world and the state of the nation. Join me, Ann Odida, every Sunday and Monday for captivating, entertaining, and informative stories at 9 p.m.
Our planet with.
Join us on the most exciting adventures across the African continent.
See breathtaking wildlife, stunning landscapes,
and out of this world technologies.
Meet incredible scientists
and learn fantastic facts.
Explore, discover, be amazed.
Be part of the next generation of African change makers.
Be a part of ENGEN, Africa's #1 science discovery program.
Yay! We're learning every day. And you lead the way.
Technology, science, innovation, ICT and research. These are the ingredients upon which the solutions to the 21st century problems are founded. In a world that is rapidly changing, it's all hands on deck to ensure a balance in all fields of life. young and old, are also in the front line, breaking the glass ceiling, becoming thought leaders in the larger tech space. Not forgetting other societies marginalized. And when the tech Avengers come together, we inch closer to a much safer, efficient, and sustainable world. What we view as a norm in today's advanced world was just an idea, and for nostalgic reasons, we trace back to the iconic days to bring you the Retro Tech. On Tech Innovation Show, we encapsulate all the pillars of the fourth industrial revolution, decoded in a language, all for one for all. Every Monday at 8:30 as we push the mantra, keep learning something new each and every day. Only on KUTV, a new experience.
What are some of the ways through which you can develop these skills so that you are comfortably fitting into the job?
You have to put yourself in positions where you are uncomfortable in the sense that you are not clear about what to do.
Because I used to work a corporate job before. So when I left, I happened to visit someone's farm around this area.
So this project is called Security Breach Detector and Readiness Familiarize. It is meant to be used to detect, detonate explosive.
We'll tackle all the tough issues, discuss all the weird moments, and hopefully share a few laughs along the way.
Kutoka kuwa jamii ya kuhamahama na sasa kujumuisha kilimo katika mitindo yao ya maisha. Kwenye toleo la kaunti ya Narok, hii ni Boresha Kilimo, kwani afya bora ni kilimo bora.
Kwani kilimo ndicho huboresha maisha.
Right, that was Digify Pro Online by Miss Celestine Ukper. That's a very interesting name, but also interesting program for you to join. Digify Pro Online. Check it out, Digify Africa. They're trying to bridge the digital skills gap in the youth. Unemployment, a key pillar of conversation all across Africa. We're trying to do the best we can to equip ourselves for the future of work. How do we do that? Earlier, in the first conversation, we pointed out very scary statistics that only 1 out of 10 graduates are able to secure a job in Kenya a few months or just immediately after graduation. So what happens to this 9? The second conversation we had is that this 9 should also pick up digital skills through Digify Pro Online. So you can register that. The applications are open all the way to January, and then the program begins. It's going to be an 8 to 10 week program, and you get to learn from a lot of industry players and experts. It's sponsored by Meta, the owner of Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp. So which means you are right in the middle of the key players of the skills that you want to acquire, which are going to be relevant in keeping up with market trends. We are switching this conversation next to, and I have a privilege here of hosting Mr. Andrew, an esteemed teacher and peer educator. He's going to share valuable insights on post-graduation strategies. Very relevant because he's a teacher and he has a unique story with years of experience in guiding and mentoring students. He's going to bring us a wealth of knowledge on navigating the crucial transition from academic life to the professional world. I'm going to be also sampling your feedback from social media on Twitter at KUTV Kenya, at Richard_OKENYE. Abed Mugambi tuning in from Kasarani. Asante sana for that feedback. Pachika Araptowet also on Twitter. Amos Njeru, thank you for joining us here, big man, for another time. Amos Njeru has been one of us here before. Ojwang Mariam watching us from the sides of Runda. Good morning to you and the people of Runda. We were with Ojwang Mariam just a few days ago doing a KUTV activation over at Spamol in Kimbo. It was an exciting moment, and if you want to enroll students or you want to get practical training skills for the future in media, please make your application through to KUTV Kenya, and then you'll get us and more of the team here to help you navigate the world of journalism, media, and communication. Going for that break, coming back with Mr. Andrew. Not a break really, I'm just going to bring back Mr. Andrew right about now, so don't go too far. Okay, let's delve into this conversation to uncover strategies from Mr. Andrew himself, teacher and peer educator. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
We're happy to have you here.
I'm happy as well.
Let's begin with your introduction. Maybe let us know where you're teaching at. If you can give a shout out to your students and some of the the students that you've been giving peer education to, and other peer counselors maybe.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Richard. My name is Andrew Nyango. I am a teacher. I teach at Father Skefa High School in Homa Bay County. Apart from that, well, I teach English and literature. Yeah, and apart from that, I'm also a peer educator. Recently, before I left the university, I was a very active member of Kenyatta University Family Welfare and Counseling Project, where I served also as a secretary until when I was leaving. Yeah, so I also took the practice outside the school and involved myself in various mentorship programs across the country. Yeah, especially within the locality. I come from Migori County, so around my home, I involve myself in a lot of mentorship programs where we advise the young people on how to cope up with the current challenges of the contemporary society.
All right.
Yeah.
As a teacher and a mentor, now as students now within Kenyatta University even are approaching graduation, what do you encourage, or what aspects of personal growth can you encourage them to reflect on as they approach graduation?
Well, personally, I can say I have a long story. Yeah, my campus story is very long, and I share it with other students as well, who are also graduating on the 15th of this month from this very university. Well, we joined here back in 2019, and I remember just after joining, even before we knew, we were familiar with the corners of this university. You know how huge KU is. Now, before we were very familiar with even our lecture halls, then there came a strike. Yeah, the strike was organized by the then student leader called Mr. Aika. Yeah,
it was a huge one.
Stand
still on Thika Road.
Stand still on Thika Road. Do you remember?
Yes, I was there.
Covered across the country. I remember very well. Now, you see, as a freshman, you don't know where to go to. You can't even locate the main gate, and then you're somewhere back behind Nyayo or along the Nyayo zone. You now want to make your way to the main gate to escape. Yeah, it was very traumatizing actually.
Fresh in campus,
fresh in campus. Yeah, it was around after 1 or 2 months after joining.
Right.
Then there came that strike.
Okay.
Yeah, it really caught us unaware, and we were not ready for that eventuality. Yeah, so we really had to think beyond and work swiftly. Yeah, like myself, I remember carrying, I carried a bag, something like a bag with my documents. I left everything behind and ran, just crossed Thika Road that way. Yeah, I even did not bother using the flyover. Yeah, I crossed Thika Road, jumped over the other side and took a matatu to town. Yeah, from town now I located my way to a relative. Yes.
Must have been scary.
It was very scary.
Yeah, tear gas was flying all over. I remember I was right in the midst of that that event with, as Mr. Aika was moving around collecting a group of students.
Yeah, I was also asking myself, is this what I'm expecting? Is this how it's going to be? What a mess have I found myself in?
You just got into campus, tear gas.
Yeah. Was I working hard to come and find this kind of life? It was so traumatizing and devastating.
Right.
Yeah.
Eventually, also, an eventuality that came in, COVID-19.
Oh my. Just immediately after the strike, there came COVID-19. What a monster. It was so traumatizing. Very horrible. Yeah. I remember I went somewhere behind Safari Park at IYF headquarters when COVID-19 was first announced in Kenya. Yeah, and then when I came back to school, it took me around 3 or 4 days or 1 week. Then the government announced that there will be no more physical learning until further notice. Yeah, we had to vacate.
Right.
Yeah,
after and now notice. To a new sort of learning environment, which was hybrid, online and also physical.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, after my relocating to our homes, the school, the institution resolved into online learning, a hybrid of online and physical learning. So we were doing most of our studies online and then coming back for the exams physically.
Okay.
Yeah, and then maybe for the second cards physically, but a good part of it was done online. Yes, I remember very well.
Okay. How did all these experiences shape you as you were journeying towards graduation?
Well, at first, it was very challenging because some of these experiences were fast to be underwent in Kenya. Something like COVID-19. In fact, globally, I don't think there has ever been an experience like that. That
at
made
least not in our lifetime.
Not in our lifetime. That brought everything to a standstill. You remember during COVID, everything was at a standstill, even matatu operations. Almost everything. Yeah, so it was very, very challenging, and we had to think swiftly in order to cope up. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
what advice do you give to students in terms of now going through these experiences as they approach graduation? Do this also build them up for post-graduation? Copying, adapting, moving swiftly. How do this all play to the post-graduation life?
Yes, Mr. Richard, actually, once after we left the university for the online learning, I had a different perspective of the life outside there, and that is when I started making my way of what I will do immediately after campus, after my undergraduate studies. Yeah, whatever I expected, how I expected life to be was a little bit different. Then I started asking myself, if now it is this way and I'm still getting most of my support from my parents, how will it be after my graduation, when they will most likely drop me? They may not tell me, but most likely they will drop me off. Yeah, how will life be? So I started working on one or two and then thinking, strategizing on future. What should I need to do? What should I start doing now so that my future can at least be brightened? Yeah, that is when I also started volunteering with these organizations. I volunteered with IYF. I also volunteer up to date with Pathfinder International, yeah, where we also deal with this mentorship and we train people on reproductive health, etc.
Okay.
Yeah.
As now some of these students within Kenyatta University and other institutions around the country are preparing for a graduation period this season in December, what advice then do you give to students, given from your experience you are also thinking of how your life will be post-graduation? How do you set realistic and achievable goals for after graduation?
Now, Richard, they say safari ya kesho kwanza leo. Yeah, those who are expecting to graduate or those who are still with their exams, I know there are exams ongoing around campus. Now, how your life will be tomorrow, you have to start making it today. That is what I did, if I'm not wrong. I started thinking about my future during those days, immediately after COVID. Yeah, and started making some networks which I can say that are still helpful to me. Yeah. So what I would advise them to do is that start as early as now. Start making your networks. Yeah. Involved in these curriculum activities for those who are still within campus. Yeah. Do not just come to campus to study. Actually, having that degree, almost everyone has the degree now. If you check KU alone, yesterday when I came to pick my gown from School of Education, I was surprised when we were told that School of Education alone is producing over 2,500 graduates. That is School of Education alone.
That's a lot of teachers.
Remember, KU has a lot of very many faculties. Yeah. So if you sum up, more than 10,000. I remember there was July graduation.
Right.
July graduation coming
next year.
December graduation as well.
That's
that
for just
KU
one
alone.
School. Right.
We have UN, JQuat, among others. So the country is producing very many graduates. Yeah, very many graduates. But now look at the jobs being produced. Very minimal. In fact, they are not there. So you have just to strategize and think in an extraordinary way. Yeah, you just have to go beyond what people are doing. Stand out from the crowd. Be unique, and you'll find your space.
Right. The shift in friendship after fourth year is a common experience. Can you elaborate on the dynamics of change and how does this shift of friendship impact your social circles?
Well, actually, this one starts after attachment. most attachments do occur during the third year of our study or your study. Now after this time, you will realize that some of your older friends are getting away. There's a distance being created. Yeah, you get new friends, but very few of them. You shed more than you gain. Yeah, so after third year, it starts happening. After fourth year now, during fourth year, some people come to school only when they have classes. Yeah, maybe once in a week, twice in a week, thrice in a week, they leave. So even that interaction time is not there.
It's minimal now.
Now, if this happens while they're still on campus, now can you imagine how it will be after you're done with your last exams after fourth year?
It'll be worse.
The bond becomes weaker and weaker, Yeah, and your friends distances themselves as you also do it. This process is somehow natural because you find that even getting that credit of keeping in touch, when you're still around, you use free Wi-Fi, room is everywhere. But now when you're outside there, even getting that 20 bob for credit is not easy.
It's a struggle.
Yeah, so when someone tells you, can you call me, you just say, what does he want to tell me? Does he or she want to tell me? If it's not important, you'll just ignore it or get an excuse. I'm busy, yet you're not busy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Family responsibilities, we called them black tax earlier. These are some of those intense expectations right after graduation. How do you manage this, and how can you advise others to who are in a similar situation to navigate?
Well, that's a very big challenge as well. And Richard, sometimes life do not serve us with what we expect. And in fact, an exact opposite might be exacted on us.
Right.
Yeah.
Expectation versus reality.
Exactly. Irony of life. Now, while still studying, we plan how we are going to finish our exams after fourth year, get jobs immediately. I sometimes think that I was dreaming. Maybe I needed to wake up from that slumber.
Okay, what were your dreams like?
Well, I expected to immediately after my last exams, go out there, get a job. And some of the things that propelled this dream into me were the fact that I had been promised jobs, job opportunities by my family members, some relatives. Yeah.
Really, Uncle CV or Nairobi.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Uncle CV. Yeah, they used to tell me that wewe maliza, uniambie. Yes. So with that statement, we'll just conclude that there's a space for me after I'm done. So I was working towards it. Every now and then I just say, I have somewhere to go to.
For me.
And even when we were conversing with my friends, at least sometimes I could brag and say, for me, I have someone who I'm sure will not let me down. Immediately I'm out of here, he will lead me to another stage of life. Miniko sorted. So in fact, I even used to advise them on how they can navigate, how they can sort themselves. Now that
to be like you.
I'm well. Yeah. But no, it didn't work out. It didn't work out.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, immediately after the exams, I started calling them one by one, telling them, so and so, I'm not done with my exams. I'm free. Can you now start working on how you can get me somewhere? Yeah, then it's fine. I'll look on it.
Right.
Some are still looking on it up to date. Yeah. I also remember I was invited for an interview. Some made steps and even had me put in an interview chamber. And then after that, the message I received was that I did not have a degree certificate and therefore I was disqualified.
Okay.
Yeah.
So reality differed a lot.
It differed a lot from my expectations.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does someone manage such a situation?
Well, you need to have a backup plan. You should not put all your eggs in one tray. You should just have, if this one fails, where will I go to? Yeah, I was privileged that my family involves itself in some business. So after looking for jobs everywhere and then a lot of rejections, and sometimes they require unrealistic job experience. Maybe I refer to it as unrealistic due to my current situation. Yeah, maybe in the next 2-3 years or even after graduation, it will be realistic. Right now, for instance, a teacher, if you want to teach in any school, the first thing, TSC
number.
Yeah. After the advertisement, down there they will wrote somewhere, must be TSC compliant or must be registered by Teacher Service Commission, something like that. So you know, when you see such, you get demoralized because you just know that you may not make it, though luck may fall on your right.
Yes.
Yeah, you might just try and then find yourself one
but you can't bank on just luck, right?
Yeah. And remember, during this time, you'll make a lot of applications. Today, just printing one CV, it's very expensive, almost 50 bob.
And you're still looking for that 50.
You're looking for that 50 bob. And then transport fare from one destination to another, from one place to another, going for interviews, of which most of them did not materialize for my case. So I felt heartbroken and then demotivated. So I resolved to working back in my family business.
That's how you coped with rejection?
That is how I coped with it. I just said, I'm done with the job thing. Yes, let me wait until I graduate. Maybe there's something packed for me after graduation. That is how I motivated myself. Yeah, then I just proceeded with that until I said earlier that I also volunteer with Pathfinder. So once in a while, Pathfinder hires me or invites me in their events. I go and talk to peers, or they also send me on errands. Maybe go and attend a conference. Yeah, last one being a conference I attended at Diani. Yeah, organized by RNHK. It was 6th annual reproductive health network on adolescence or something like that. Yeah, that one was the last conference I attended. Apart from that, I've also been doing 1 or 2 activities on mentorship. So those ones have kept me busy, coupled with the family business which I also engage in. They have already really kept me busy. So I'm not that idle and don't feel frustrated because I didn't get a job. Yes.
Disillusionment, which is, sometimes that our reality doesn't align with our expectations. And I like how you've mentioned exploring different avenues which are beyond your field of study. How important was skill diversification and exploration of that nature?
Well, someone said that until we see or until we experience the negative sides of darkness, we will not appreciate light. Yes. After undergoing all these challenges, I now started seeing that it is good to venture into other avenues. Personally, I had always wanted to be a teacher or get a well-paying job, not just being a teacher, get a well-paying job. That is what I started looking at after here and here, everywhere. But no, it did not work out. So I had to look at other venues. I did not train to be a peer counselor or a peer mentor. Well, I did not come to the university to study that. But now that what I came to study could not offer me a job, what next? Should I sit there and watch? Should I sit there and keep lamenting on social media that degree si muhimu, university studies is not helping anymore?
Education is a scam.
Education is a scam. Should I proceed with such slogans? No, I had to venture into other avenues. And that is where the volunteer comes in or came in. Yes, I started volunteering and at least it shaped my life. Yes. Even in the job market, I think I can now handle well the job market. Even the job I was recently handling, the volunteer experience I gained was very impactful to me during that time. Yeah. So,
acknowledging the dynamic world, you've emphasized here in your story the role of technology. How did you adapt these changes and incorporate technology within your endeavors?
Well, I count myself privileged to have come after the first 2 presentations. Yeah, because I was really learning a lot. Actually, I was watching behind the scenes.
Nice.
Yes, and they were very great presentations. Yeah, especially the one touching, all of them were touching on technology. There was one on AI, there was one. Yeah, there are a lot of jobs outside here that we can, the youths or the graduates can work or can do online. It does not necessarily mean that I have to go and sit down in an office, rotate myself in a in a chair,
like this
put
one.
my like that one exactly, put my coat, yeah, in that seat. It does not need. It must not be like that.
Okay.
There are other avenues. There are these online jobs we can do. Some are, of course, some are scams, but there are some that are genuine. Yeah, just do your research. They are there. You can do them. So I also came to notice that technology is very important in our life today. And if you check, Kenya is technologically advanced. Yeah, even if you check in Africa, Kenya is somewhere technologically. So for you to succeed well, you need some skills in technology.
Okay.
Yeah, today even in most of these job advertisements, they will say maybe IT what expert or IT has some knowledge in IT, something like that. Yeah, so we need these skills. Yeah, I think they are very. And then we also have we can also as well use social media to market ourselves. Someone mentioned about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is so awesome and very good. Yeah, if well used, you can market yourself there, and then most likely you might end up landing a good job through LinkedIn.
That's also a part of networking, which is often emphasized in career growth. So how did you approach networking yourself in this journey?
Now, well, networking in terms of success, networking forms a very key role. It's very pivotal in this journey. Yeah. If you're, while still an undergraduate, you can start your networks. Yeah. As early as that time. Personally, I started it as early as that time. Yeah, there are a lot of avenues that you can network. Yeah, especially through this, attending these seminars, conferences. Some are even free. Look at
even
BSS,
workshops within KU.
Workshops. Look at BSSC Room 14. That is just an example. Room 14 has an event almost on a daily basis.
Right.
They usually don't charge students.
It's free to attend.
Yeah, it's free to attend. You just go there, learn, and then after that, you have a neighbor you start with, you have the speakers, you can exchange contacts. After that, the network grows. Yeah, the network grows. And then even in these other curriculum activities, like personally I was a peer counselor. Peer counseling took me far. Yeah, it took me far. It took me places. Even in KU, I traveled a lot with this peer counseling thing. Yeah, so you just identify what you can do, and then you use it to reach your next step. Yeah, networking is very important, and you should start it as early as possible. And it does not bother. It does not involve bothering people to give you a job, fix me somewhere. I don't know what. No, you just have to. You must have something to present on the table.
Okay.
What are you bringing on the table?
So just networking.
Yeah, not just networking. Niko na namba ya Richard. Najua atanifix KUTV. It's not really important. What are you bringing on board? What are you bringing on board? You must have something unique, something that is extraordinary. Yeah, like even if you check, the country now is like a mass of crowd with a lot of graduates. For you to stand out from the crowd, you need to do something extraordinary. Yeah, you need to think critically and creatively. Yeah, by doing something that is different from what others are doing. Yeah, through networking, you will get these instincts and insights on what you can do. Someone will even open up your mind. Even through status views, you will see someone has put maybe something, and then you are interested. Utamuuliza, how do I go about this? I need to take this, I need to adventure into this. Now, can you guide me? Most people will definitely guide you appropriately.
Okay.
Yeah, so networking is very key in this journey to success. And just to mention again, even whatever I'm doing, at the school I mentioned, I teach art. I was connected by a friend. Yeah,
that's the network. There goes the network.
Yeah, Mr. Clinton, I guess he's watching.
Okay.
Mr. Clinton, he connected me there. So, in fact, I just received a call. Hello, is this Mr. Andrew? Yes. I'm so-and-so calling from Father's Cafe High School. We are in urgent need of a teacher of English and literature. Please, can you come? And how soon can it be?
That's how your networks get to mention your name when opportunities are coming up. Yeah.
And I was like, how did you get my name? Of course, I cannot ask the person that. Yeah. Then now later, I was now told that. I referred you to a certain job. Did you get it? Oh, it was you.
Nice.
Thank you very much, bro.
Right.
Thank you very
It's
much.
not necessarily that Andrew is teaching here at Anifixu.
At Anifixu.
Utamention jina yangu mahali.
Mahali ingine. In fact, he did not even mention me where he is teaching. He mentioned me
elsewhere.
Somewhere else.
Okay.
Yes.
Stress is a part of this journey and maintaining a focus. How do you manage to maintain a focus on your goals in the midst of all these unexpected outcomes?
Well, this whole journey is very stressful, as you said. Yeah, it is very, very stressful. Now, regardless of the stress, we just have to keep our eye on the target. Yeah, we must not lose the star. Yeah. Personally, I have my expectations or my plans. Immediately after graduation, I intend to proceed to masters and later on venture into other things. Yeah, my long-term goal is always to be a lecturer in a university.
Nice.
And definitely I will be. Yeah, Mahatma Gandhi said that for what you say, you will be.
You will be.
Yes, I have always been saying that and working on it. Not just saying it, but also working on it.
Nice.
Yes, I will be. Yeah, so
that's how you maintain your focus.
That's why I maintain my focus. Even if I also do other things, this one has always been there. Yes, I have written it somewhere. Anytime I open that page, I see it live every now and then. So and we should not lose our focus. Yes, because the current frustrations might make us feel demotivated, demoralized. Like I told you that after the strike, I started asking myself, is this how life is going to be
for the next 4 years?
Next 4 years.
Yeah.
But trust me, that it did not go that way. Yeah, that was the only strike that took place during my time of study.
Funny that COVID is what helped us not to have more strikes.
Oh yeah, of course. In fact, were there no COVID, I think there could have been
had
more strikes.
Yeah, way after. Anyway, now you mentioned here that everyone has their distinct time for success, and this is a conversation I've also had with a couple of people here at KUTV. How did you overcome, or how do you overcome unworthy comparisons and embrace your own unique journey towards success?
Well, thank you for that question. Now, you see, there's this tendency, I don't know whether it's natural or it's just a mentality. There's this tendency that we compare ourselves with our colleagues. We say that, we were with John recently in class. Now look, John is driving. Jonas from abroad. John has done this and that. Now, I think, despite the fact that it tends to be natural, because it's unavoidable. Like you just find yourself saying that.
It's hard not to compare. I mean, if I was with you in Kilimambogo hostel, tunakula mess pamoja, and then you graduate and your life is a bit better than mine, and I know I've been working hard, it's kind of hard not to compare myself with you. How do I not do that?
Yeah, so we just have to try to keep off these comparisons. And even if we have, because sometimes it's good to compare yourself so that at least you adjust. Maybe you had relaxed a little bit. Now, when you compare yourself, you just say that this person, was just a teacher the other day. We graduated with him. He is a teacher. I'm also a teacher. Look, he has bought this parcel of land. He is now driving. He's doing this and that. You can also get something new, or you can borrow something from these comparisons. But sometimes it also frustrates and even lead to a lot of stress. Yeah, now that your friends are doing well, but now you are still behind. But now you should also count yourself lucky, because if you check in the list of your friends and acquaintances, you realize that you are somewhere. You are not at the back end, and maybe you're not at the front end.
But you're still on your own unique journey.
Still on your own unique channel. Yeah, they say that God's time is the best. Yeah, but we just also have to work towards this God's time. We can wait and wait and wait until we die waiting for God's time. We just have to tujitume.
Niko na swali hapa na ni someone who's about to graduate. Let me just pull it up real quick. This is, they already graduated from JKUAT last week, and they're asking disparities in family support. How do you cope with these differences, and how do you support yourself during this phase? If I've just graduated, no job yet, and you're saying focus on your target, stay calm, be patient. How do I support myself?
Well, the experience is a little bit personal on each and every person, and diverse. Yeah, whatever, how I will manage it or go through it is totally different with you and another person, depending on how our background is. Yeah, we understand that most of us come from families that are below poverty line. Yeah, sorry to use that term, but that is the truth of the matter.
That's true.
Yeah, but there's another cohort that is above the poverty line. They can manage themselves. The family can support them. You know, I cannot compare myself with the family of Kenyatta's. Those people, the hard work of Kenyatta himself will be enjoyed even with them.
1,000 years.
1,000 years. The great grandchildren will still be enjoying those hard works of Jomo Kenyatta, leave alone the ones for Uhuru.
And then this.
Yes, and then we still have Muho Kenyatta, among others. So kila mtu akona venye atakopa up nayo. Yes, because even during campus, some of us was supported maybe during the admission time only, and then after that you are left on your own. The parents thought that, and this fallacy, I don't know whether to call it a fallacy or a stereotype, that help or the government funding can keep you in campus and then pay your fee. It's really impossible. So some of our parents had that in mind, deeply rooted in their minds, and they never supported us even throughout. That is for some of us, and then some of us also were supported until when we finished our last exams. Now what?
Now you are dropped.
Now we are dropped, and that is where most of us are. Yeah, we were supported during our 4-year course, and now that we are approaching graduation, we are dropped. Yeah, and then now some people have even started engaging themselves in those family duties and responsibilities. Some of them were, some of them are even supposed to be done by the parents, but now maybe you are the only one wewe ndio tegemeo, something like that. Yeah. Tulikufunza ukujisaidia wengine. Yeah, family responsibilities being devolved onto you. Yeah. Educate your younger siblings. And imagine you have not even graduated.
I love that you said devolved. Yeah. It's a devolution. You're given your own county, family.
Yeah. So and so is on your docket. Work on it. Make sure he or she lacks nothing. Something like that. You know, it's very challenging, and you are still jobless that time. It's very stressful.
Very tough.
Yeah. While others are very lucky, they're still being supported and will be supported even until they get their jobs.
Yeah. So what I'm getting there is still stick with your own journey.
Just stick with your own journey. Everyone has his or her distinct time, placed or organized by God Himself. You should never rush too much. Yeah. Utajiumiza at long last. Yeah. You will feel worn out, and then you start off thinking about suicide and among others.
Right.
And even sometimes you see these families, things are very funny. Things happening outside are very funny. Sometimes you even start being added in these contribution groups. Yeah, so and we lost so and so. We resolved that everyone to pay 500 shillings or 1,000. Now I'm trying to imagine, where will I get 1,000 now?
But now you've graduated, so they think you already have the money.
They think I have money. Not putting into in mind that I'm not employed yet, or I'm still jobless. Yeah, they want me to contribute this, and to make matters worse, it's even compulsory and not optional. You know, when you're still a student, like you can be added in those groups, and then you just leave. No one will question you. After all, you're a student. When you're a graduate, you're an adult. They expect something. If it's 500, maybe 400. If the least they can expect from is 400. But they want that 500, and they want it. Yeah, it's not optional, you know. So it's very tricky. Just stay to your lane. Yeah, people here are from different backgrounds. Whatever someone experiences might be totally different from what you experience. Kila mtu akona story yake.
Okay. Andrew, now as we try and wrap up this conversation, let's get to know you're graduating as well, 15th December?
Yeah.
Okay. Please let us know in which we already said you're a teacher of English and literature, but just once more, what are you graduating in, and in which department within KU?
Well, I'm graduating with bachelor's degree in education arts, English and literature. Yeah, I started falling in love with English all the way from primary, so I couldn't imagine choosing something
So this is
over
something
English.
that you wanted to do.
This is something that is in me.
Nice.
Yeah,
Must be
I
good
had
to
always
be
wanted.
within your passion.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
Yeah, that is why I want to escalate, climb the ladder high so that I be a lecturer.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
also-
mentor more.
And mentor more people.
Okay.
Yes.
Are there a few classmates, people here and there you'd like to congratulate? First of all, so congratulations to you.
Thank you very
and
much.
to all the other graduates within Kenyatta University.
Thank you very
Congratulations, Andrew. It's a long journey, that one.
Sure.
Would you like to congratulate anyone?
Well, I
To be
have a
specific?
very big team that I would like to mention. Maybe just mention a few. My first person is John Obuya. He has been a friend. Just immediately when we joined, we've moved along with him through all those challenges. Tumekuwa tukisaidiana through revisions. Yeah, we go to the lecture halls together. Among other things, we even stay together through the 4 years.
Nice.
So congratulations, John. And when you come, he is not within Nairobi. When you come to Nairobi, I'll be glad to meet you again. Now, I also have Miss Vena Okode. She's around the campus doing some, I guess, she plans to start her master's come next year, January. Congratulations as well. Yvonne Adhiambo, Lewinsky, Tony Ochere, and also the immediate former KUSA chair, Mr. Teddy Odhiambo, and also Valerie Banisha. All of you people, Lilian Olela, feel loved, and congratulations all of you. It has not been easy, and now that we are here, let us just wait and celebrate together.
Right.
Yeah.
Sir Onyango,
yes.
Thank you very much for your story. A journey which is a testament of resilience, adaptability, and just forging forward, the power of forging forward in the midst of all these challenges.
Exactly.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Once more.
Thank you.
Congratulations to all those Kenyatta University graduates who will be getting out of this campus on 15th of December. I will be there to propel the happenings of the day, the ceremony, the graduation ceremony happening within Kenyatta University. So this is going to be a familiar face for you on the 15th. Congratulations. Let me take this break. I'll be right back to see what you guys have been saying on social media. Biashara Tuesday is still here, and we are just about to close up, so don't go far.
Focus on Health is a show that creates awareness on matters health and informs you on various diseases, their causes, treatment, prevention, coping, and support. So join me, Bwari Michelle, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. only on KUTV. You can also follow us on our social media platforms at KUTV Focus on Health on Facebook and also on YouTube, and Health Focus on Instagram, because your health is your wealth. Stay safe and stay healthy.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
All right, we have been having an exciting time since 7 in the morning. This is KUTV Rise Today, Biashara Tuesday. I'm glad that you created time here for us. The conversations that are happening here, or the ones that are happening here, and have happened here today, mostly on post-graduation strategy, the future of work and employability, techniques and skills that you need for the job market, but also for the future of work, which is going to be mostly digital. Gear up for a digital economy. If you don't hop onto the train, you're going to miss out and complain in a few years. So upskill and upscale. That is the message that we have for you here on Biashara Tuesday. The headlines here this morning on the newspaper, I'm going to leave you with that to think about the developments in your world and what you can expect in the coming few days. First of all, the top story on the Standard and the Daily Nation, Raila Odinga is back, and is back in the opposition, and is back stronger than before. The headline here on the Daily Nation says, why Raila blocked plan to sell state farms. Opposition chief Raila Odinga, through his ODM party, tells court that due to his strategic importance of the 11 parastatals earmarked for sale by the government, it will require a referendum to privatize them. So it's going to require a referendum to privatize the 11 parastatals the government has put up for sale, 200 billion Kenyan shillings worth of these assets. So the case is in High Court and has temporarily been stopped, or the sale or the implementation of the Privatization Act has been paused all the way to February of 2024. We'll be following up on that story on these companies which were earmarked for privatization. Why Raila blocked plan to sell state farms. The Standard says Raila changes tack to rein in on Ruto's excesses. Raila changes tack to rein in on Ruto excesses, with President Ruto facing challenges defending his actions in court. Azimio leader is on the corridors of justice looking for an interim orders to stop the sale of these parastatals. Now, away from the handshake, away from the bipartisan talks, Raila Odinga says he's now active and back in the opposition. How long will this stay? How long will he stick through with the fight? We'll be here on Biashara Tuesday to update you. And lastly, the Business Daily, Airbus picks Kenya for the first drone hub. Airbus has picked Kenya for the first drone hub. The firm is planning to build a station in Laikipia, and up to 1,000 jobs are expected to be created. So if you want a job opportunity in this kind of field, drone operators and drone experts, this is going to be one of those for you. Get yourself skills and techniques that are going to be necessary for you in the job market. The quote at the back of the Business Daily this morning comes from American chemist, biochemist, chemical engineer, peace activist, author, and educator, Mr. Linus Pauling. He says, if you want to have good ideas, you must have many ideas. Most of them will be wrong, and what you have to learn is which ones to throw away. If you want to have good ideas, you must have many ideas. Most of them will be wrong, and what you have to learn is which ones to throw away. Think about it as you plan for your business ideas in the coming year. Please let us know of what you're planning for the festive season this time round. Invite us over KUTV. We like to party and we love to put down a good time. We'll be there. Please continue following the rest of the broadcasting. KUTV Kenya, the primetime news, Mizizi ya Habari, KUTV Rise Today, Monday, Art and Culture Monday with Karen Blessing, and then I come here on Biashara Tuesday. The laughter continues out of this set. May your profits be high